Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. And each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. If you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Keep me off the ball, I run it back. You talking about Jalen Miro and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's get it, baby. How y'all feeling this morning? Good morning, AAA family. My voice is not all the way back yet, but we working it. My voice is not back yet. I'm working, trying to get it back. Been drinking plenty of fluids, doing all this stuff. The weather change got me, y'all. It caught me this weekend, but we gonna fight through it. Man. I tried my best to stay in tune and just couldn't find it, man. I couldn't find it. It's one of a few times that I'm gonna let the weather and all that stuff get the best of me. But good morning to everybody. Welcome into the chat, man. Good to see everybody, man. We starting to see a lot more new faces pop up on the content. I was going this weekend. I had a lot of time. And am I spotty? Let me see. Let me adjust this real quick before we begin to the show. Look at myself real quick. Let me see. That's too light. Oh yeah, let's go. That should be decent right there. All right. Should be good right there. Yeah, that look bad. That don't look bad. All right. So, but I was going and looking at a lot of the content because we didn't do that many lives last week. We got a lot of content that we're going to be front loading this week. You guys be on the lookout for the content this week. We got coverage for each recruit, man. We got some interactive coverage. We got some recruits, not recruits, but 25 commits. We got coverage for them. We're going to be dropping some uploads for them. But also, we got some of those guys checking in. Moving week. Moving time is here. So y'all get to be a part of that this week, man. I can't wait to be a part of that. Hopefully y'all are excited about it just like I am. I have a different layout for the show for the next quarter. We're going to introduce it today. It'll be like our new Monday morning layout of how we move. And don't forget, as you come into the show, welcome to the show, everybody. We got 25 live on YouTube right now, 7 on Twitter. Please share the live out, y'all. Our content, we have done such a crazy job as far as our growth. We've done such a good job that is pulling attention at a certain time of the day. We got to get our morning algorithm picked back up. So if you could take a second, just come into the live. If you haven't liked it already, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share it. And as we get into our roll call segment, our roll call time for this morning show. Greg McKinney, welcome in with the first comment on the day. Well seasoned gamer, I see you in the chat. Junior to Nice, what's good, nephew? How you feeling? Rich B, what's good? Mary J, how you feeling this morning? I see people in here celebrating their memberships. 7 months, Mary J holding it down solid. That's my big sis right there. Susan, good morning, big sis. Good morning. Greg celebrating 7 months. It's been 7 months already, y'all. 2.52K. 2.52K, really 2.4K in 7 months. I think we're doing a pretty good job. I thank y'all for continuing to share the network. Y'all is growing. People are running along the comment. A lot of people are finding us through searching Alabama content now. So that means we're doing something right. We're doing something good with the way that we're posting. So time to amp it up some more. Y'all continue to share. Thank you, Derek, for being a member for 5 months here. Good morning, AAA family. Good morning, Derek. My guy, Well Seasoned Gamer, what's good? Well Seasoned Gamer, you've been a part of the family for a minute too. BT Sports Network in the building. My guy, Ayo Sully, I've been over there watching. You know what? You probably got like a crazy amount of views right now because I watched all of your reactions yesterday. I was up all night. I've been in the lab trying to get this thing shaped up and get this show going. So I definitely jumped over. Y'all make sure y'all go check out one of Coach Smook Network's on, Ayo Sully. Ayo Sully, man, he over there on YouTube, got his content popping. I'm telling y'all, first quarter gonna be crazy. He'll actually be joining part of the morning show in the future. Not nothing that we're pushing, y'all, but be on the lookout. We got some expansion that we're gonna be doing. What's good, Khalil? How you feeling this morning? Ray, what's good, my guy? Ray's back. What's up, Carolina Latoya? How you feeling? Jason, my brother, how you feeling, my bro? Been a member over here with the AAA family for 4 months, man. 4 months. It's really been 4 months for real. We've known each other for about 5 months now, 5-6 months. Feel like I've known you longer than some of the others. It's crazy. That's my brother right there. What's good, Corey? How you feeling this morning? Hey, we got a lot of topics to talk about with the transition of college football, from college football into college basketball, NBA playoffs, and with late season pushes and NFL playoffs. We got a lot of content to cover, but our main thing here is getting these recruits, man. We want to get the information on the next wave of talent. So y'all be on the lookout this week. We got some exposure clips we're gonna be putting out on our VODs. Y'all, please, if y'all have never watched the content, when I say you don't want to miss or be late to the content that I'm about to bring, I got a lot of inside scoop, and I'm swinging for the fences to close out the year. So y'all don't want to miss it. Members only lives, we'll be having a few. We might have one Wednesday. I know we'll have 2 lives this week, Wednesday and Thursday. But I think the members only live might be Wednesday. We might have a members only live Wednesday, and that surprise there, I'll reveal that surprise tomorrow once we iron out the details for Wednesday. So make sure y'all stick around. And I thank y'all for being here once again, y'all. As the numbers continue to climb, continue to share the stream. We got 40 in the chat on YouTube, 9 in the chat on Twitter. I haven't been seeing many comments on Twitter. We got Facebook up too. So Facebook, make sure y'all tap in over there too. Let me go ahead and get the Facebook dashboard up, because Facebook comments haven't been showing up for us on that side either. So we're going to go ahead and pull the Facebook dashboard up. Ain't what I'm trying to do. Police lights. I don't want to see police lights. There we go. All right, dashboard there. Here we go. All right, we got that up. Why it look funny? It looks weird now. I haven't done a live on Facebook in so long, y'all. It looks weird. Okay, there it is. I see it now. I don't even know why we even use Facebook anymore. Okay, we got Facebook up, y'all. We got Facebook. Thank God I figured it out. We got Facebook live up. So we got the live feed of Facebook up. We got we got YouTube back office up, and we got our live stream here. So everything's good now. So as we dive into the show, y'all, I hope y'all are ready to get on the phone lines and have some conversation. We might have a special guest. They're either going to call in or pull up. They aren't sure yet. but they said they want to get in and have this conversation because they've been listening to me for the past couple weeks and I didn't know it. You know, like I said, people, they jump in here and they will support you. They will be your silent supporters and they will rock with you. And this group of gentlemen, these two, y'all spoke with one last week. Shout out to Mick Gillespie, the well-known and very accredited Alabama insider reporter, voice, analyst. Mick came on the show last week and we had some great dialogue. We actually got some clips from that show being posted today. Or is it today? Yeah, it should be today. So y'all be on the lookout for those. But we also, we should be having Clint Lamb jump on the line. If you all are familiar with Clint Lamb, he's got the insight on recruiting. Also, he's a very good friend of mine, a colleague, someone that, you know, kind of work hand in hand. We kind of resource from each other. I don't steal none of his information. He don't steal none of mine. We kind of just run into each other when finding the same information. And that's when I know I'm on the right track, when me and Clint and a few other names in the industry are pulling some of the same, getting some of the same product when we're digging for information, especially in recruiting and team reporting coverage. So going to try to get him on the line today, get him in. And as we get ready to do that, man, y'all just sit back and enjoy the show, man. We are switching. We're changing gears with the network. So I hope y'all ready for it. Y'all about to see a whole new community of people and a whole new fan base and wave of people come through here because basketball is a hot commodity right now. NBA basketball is good right now. And I hope y'all ready to jump into that conversation. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and transition into that, man. We're going to go ahead and transition to that. So before we transition to it, make sure y'all take an opportunity to become a member of the AAA family. If you have been a member, I've done this a few times. We got to update this. But I want to take a moment right now before we jump into the show to thank our sponsors and our members, our AAA members. If you have a wristband while this infomercial is going, make sure y'all show y'all AAA membership by throwing up that AAA emoji. I love to acknowledge you all. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of AAA. And after this, we're going to get into our show. Check it out.
Welcome. First of all, I just want to say thank you for joining the AAA family. By doing so, you have committed to supporting this channel monetarily, and for that, I could not thank you enough. I'm glad that you saw fit to contribute to the growth of this network, and because of that, you have access to all the behind the scenes content that we're going to be placing on this channel, backstage access to all the vlogs, VODs. We got all types of content. You will have early access to it. Also, any event that you see come out with outside with Coach Smook or anything sponsored or partnered with Coach Smook, it will be preferred, and we will all make sure that we're all taken care of. This community is going to continue to grow. Don't miss out on any opportunities to network. We have other content creators. We have business owners. We got entrepreneurs. This is Coach Smook Network because we believe in networking. We want to uplift the community. So thank you for contributing to helping that mission, seeing that goal. And that's really what we're here for, right? We're here to uplift and continue to grow. So thank you for all your contributions and welcome to the family. AAA SOS.
Leandre Gott Tejus.
Let's get into it. I'm excited. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. Today, we tackling another challenge. We really trying to transition into a sports coverage network. A sports coverage network. We are covering everything that we know everything about. You know what I'm saying? And we feel like we know a little bit about basketball. So today, for all my NBA fans, all my basketball, all my hoop fanatics, we dive into the conversation a little bit today. I hope y'all ready for it. Y'all know your boy loves some hoops, man. I am a hooper by heart. So let's get into the conversation, man. Listen, today had some great matchups yesterday, y'all. Great matchups yesterday. Two that stood out to me. Two that stood out to me. Yesterday in particular were the Lakers. Y'all know I'm a Lakers fan. Die hard Lakers. Showtime Lakers era. The end of it. Early Nick Van Exel, Vlade D-Rock Lakers era. That's the type of fan I am. So when I talk about my Lakers, I'm really talking about the Lakers. I'm not talking about LeBron. I'm talking about the Lakers. Yeah, he's on the team, and yeah, we got one of the GOATs of my time. He's really the second greatest of my time. You know, I always put Kobe before him. That's a fan preference, my personal preference. So that's why I'm gonna stick to. But last night the Lakers had a crazy good matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies, and they looked like they were, you know, turning over a new leaf. They got LeBron back from injury. Let me see if I can get this screenshot up, y'all. Get the right one up. Get y'all a little screenshot. LeBron came in. I think he pulled another triple double. Let me pull this up real quick. Another big game from the 40-year-old, soon to be 40-year-old if he hasn't already turned 40. But LeBron, Anthony Davis doing what they do. But what I'm telling you was the difference between this Lakers squad and what we've seen of recent years. First of all, JJ Redick is not trying to change what these guys want to do. But what he is, he's learning how to accentuate what the role players need to do more of to make this team look more extensive than what it really is. You got guys like Cam Reddish that's playing on the perimeter, Austin Reeves that can give you points and can sit down on defense. You got guys like D'Lo, if they buy into defense, when they buy into defense, they're sneaky good defenders. Then you got Roy Huchimara. That he's a kid that when he's playing under control, it's kind of hard to stop him. And just a great roster of role players that more than likely at a time of their career where they need to make something of themselves in order to go past a LeBron teammate, Aaron, right? A lot of these guys got to create some value for themselves. And to our surprise, JJ Redick is doing a pretty good job. For all my NBA fans, I'm one of the ones that did not think that JJ Redick would phase into this NBA coaching gig and have a lot of success. That's just my personal opinion. I didn't think this first gig around, especially with the Lakers, I thought it was going to be a lot of LeBron controlling, but I see that not you don't just see LeBron's knowledge being on display and him just kind of being like a playing chess when it comes to picking his team around. But you see how he's trying to shape this thing up to really transition the organization post his downside of his career, because we know LeBron is. It would be crazy to expect LeBron to go another 4 or 5 years, y'all. It would be crazy to expect him to go another 4 or 5 years at this level. And I mean, he just continues to defy the odds and prove us wrong. So, I mean, who's to say? But let's get into these NBA scores, man. I'm gonna pull up this Lakers Memphis game. Here we go. And like I said, I got to catch the tail end of it, but you can go check out the highlights, man. NBA YouTube channel, they put up the highlights for the game, and you see all the hot moments. It's like a 12-minute reel, man. 12-minute reel. You go in there, you see how this game basically shaped out. I'm trying to pull up the box score, at least pull up the box score for you guys so y'all can see the boys' stats, the fellas' stats. Let's look at Memphis. Y'all know I'm a Lakers fan, but Ja Morant and gang, they definitely put up a fight. They have a bench. They just trying to find what groupings or personnel mesh better on the floor, because 1 minute they look like a team that can go on a 20-0 run, and the next minute they go on a 0-15 run. You know, so check this out. What's up in the chat, everybody? I see you, Blunt Conversation. I see you pulling up, Megan, with the wristband. What's good, everybody? Core Glove, I seen you with your AAA out there. Greg, Mary J, I see y'all out there. Much love to everybody in the chat, man. We got y'all seen Desmond Bain, the menace. He gonna always come in. He gonna give you some clutch points every now and then. But his thing is to come out and get involved on the defense. And he wasn't able to be effective in either one of those. Desmond Bain defensively or on the boards, which is funny because this is a guard that usually averages like 9-10 rebounds a game. All right, mic check. Audio. We just had a driver update in the middle. Let me know if y'all got me. Mic check. Let me know if y'all got me. I just had an audio driver update, and hopefully I don't have to restart the PC. It don't look like it. What's good, Eddie? How you feeling this morning, my guy? What's good, man? Do they need to move some pieces? I'm not sure. I kind of like what we're set up for. I'm liking where the Lakers at right now. I just think they need to continue to mesh with what they got. I like where Max Christie is stepping up. He's had like a good 2 or 3 game stretch where you see when he has the ball in his hands and he's playing confidence, right? He's playing with confidence. He's a viable piece. So when guys like D'Lo who don't want to play defense, he's not here to play be a lockdown defender, but you do have to play defense with the perimeter style of play and the perimeter volume of action we see offensively in the NBA. You got to be able to play some type of defense on the perimeter, because then you got guys like Gabe Vincent, another 6'5", 6'6" guy who's going to play the small forward, the small 3, right? He's going to play the small 3. You remember usually you want your 6'7", 6'8" guys at small forward. Now 6'5", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". You got sometimes you go big at the 3. So you got Gabe Vincent, and I honestly, if they do go and get something, you need to go and get another big man. You got Dalton Neck, the rookie, coming out dialed in, a sharpshooter, comes in and gives you the more minutes he plays. I think he's going to be more efficient. He didn't have the best game last night from downrange, but made some key moment plays. Some good backdoor cuts. He's not scared to get active on defense. But you guys got guys like Cam Reddish, 6'9", not the biggest, but he can play the stretch 4 for you. He can get down there. You don't have to have a lot of big guys in the paint. You need 2 or 3. And I think the biggest thing with Los Angeles right now is that LeBron is adapting to committing to being a body and a force in the paint on defense. Like, he's committed to that right now. And it's actually, to me, I think it's allowing him to be able to go in the second half and to produce like he's having some of his best second half performances that he's had in his career, late in his career right now in the season. That was his first game back last night, though. But you saw AD came out early, hot and ready, like Little Caesars, hot and ready. That boy said the Hornets. I was going to talk about the Hornets, but I didn't get to do an analysis of their game. But I saw that they played a tough game against who was it yesterday? They had a game yesterday. They played the Wizards. I think it was the Hornets and the Wizards, or was it that was the Celtics and the Wizards. The Hornets are an entertaining team, and I'm telling you why, because of LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball he's him. That was not yesterday. That was Saturday when they played. But last night you had so the Lakers, they ended up pulling that one off against the Mavs. Then I was able to tap into 2 of my favorite players going against each other, man. The Splash Brothers. Y'all know it's always going to be a headliner when Clay is not being in a Golden State Warriors uniform, but then you turn around, he's in a Dallas uniform, and he's wearing number 31. We all know Kyrie Irving is on Dallas. He wears number 11, which is Clay's old number. But you look at it, it looks funny. But this Dallas team, once they figure it out all the way, they're going to be a dangerous team. They're going to be a very dangerous team. And when I say dangerous, I mean that they're going to have an opportunity to make a deeper playoff push than what they did last year if they could stay healthy. If they could stay healthy, they'll be. And I see a lot of people popping out becoming Dallas fans too. I see a lot of people well, not necessarily Dallas fans. A lot of people popping out becoming Luka Doncic fans. I'm telling you, I've been a Luka fan since he came into the league, man.
When that boy, I've been calling him Big Ginobili for the longest, man. I'm telling y'all. LeBron is taking a LeBron. Now he actually played last night, and he played some quality minutes. Made a lot of good defensive stops last night. You saw Jeremy Grant is a trade target for Los Angeles. That'd be a good target for them. Another stretch four, another body in the paint that can really give you some quality inside presence. You know, I just never seen LeBron at any point in time in his career commit to being a force in the paint, and he has the opportunity to do it now. He has, like, he's made for it now. You want to play close to the ground on the defensive side. You're getting older, conserving your energy, playing that paint. What's up, motivated, dedicated? Coming in here talking about some Go Dogs. What's up, man? Welcome. Get that wristband so we can say, what's up, family? Welcome in, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up. Hey, make sure you drop that like in the stream. We got 36 in the stream on YouTube, 9 in the stream on Twitter. Hey, Twitter, what's up with y'all? Y'all mad because I ain't got no college football type Twitter thing? I'm supposed to know everything about the Bama Crimson Tide. It ain't that I know everything. I just know everything about what I be talking about. And right now, it ain't a lot to talk about. So we got to talk about some other stuff because it's a lot more to talk about than Alabama football right now, y'all. We got Michigan coming up, and I got some scoop on that, which I'm trying my best to hold out till Tuesday. But we're gonna talk about it in the show. But looking at this, look at this Mavericks and Golden State game, y'all. This Maverick Golden State game was actually a solid game. Don't let the score trick you. Don't let the score trick you, because at one point, I think with 2 minutes left, I think the score was at 6 points or something like that. The Warriors are really, really trying to piece together a season right now. And when your offense, when you're depending on your offense to come from Draymond Green, I don't think you're in a good position. Not saying that he can't give you offense, but when he's one of your options, like he's one of your go-to options right now in the Florida offense, Draymond Green needs to touch the ball. That's not a good look. BT, appreciate the heart reaction on Facebook, and Marine 1169, appreciate that like over there on Facebook on the Coach Smook Facebook page. Make sure y'all, if y'all trying to watch on Facebook, go check out Coach Smook on Facebook. You'll see the updated logo with my picture and the updated mic. That's the one, not the old one, the cartoon animated stuff. That's the hack page. Somebody hacked us about 2-3 years ago now. They still took the page now. But let's get these stats on the screen for y'all real quick. Looking at Dallas side, PJ Washington is a guy that's an energy player. He gonna get you 10. He's gonna get you 10 and 10. You know, he's one of those guys he can get you 10 and 10. He's gonna find a steal in there. He's gonna find a block. He's a stat sheet stuffer, the perfect guy. Same thing with Derek Lively, another big guy that's gonna get you the activity on the boards. His boards don't really show up in the stats because a lot of times he gets these timely tips or these timely, tap outs, and somebody else gets credits. But Lively is a solid piece. Kyrie, Luka, Clay, all three of those just can go off for 30 at any point in time. Like you see Luka with 45, and then you got Kyrie with 21 and Clay at 29. And the 3-point shooting is crazy. I think between them, what's that? 19. 8 plus 7 is what? What's 8 plus 7? 15. You went 15 to 19 between those three from the free throw line, and then you shoot 20. What's that? 26 threes, and you hit 14 to 26. So you hit 50% just with those three alone. Looking at I don't know how we got to this page, but that's a solid stat. Solid stat. The 3-point percentage for the game is right at 51%. So the team as a whole just shot great from the 3-point line. Check this guy, Quentin Grimes, man. This is like his 4th game like this season. You're going to see his name start to pop up because you got guys like Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a veteran, who's not going to give you the quality scoring. But you got a guy like Quentin Grimes who can come in and give you just as many minutes and kind of replace the scoring that you're missing out when you need that experience from Dinwiddie, and that's helping him. He's getting comfortable. And that's it for the Maverick side. This is a funny Warriors team because you look at this roster. Think about it. This is not the roster we've known the Warriors to be, right? This is not even do this even look like a Warriors roster?
Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Andrew Wiggins, Stephen Curry. Like Stephen Curry, Buddy Hield, and Andrew Wiggins 6 years ago would have been like, oh my God, the Warriors are about to be crazy. But you look at it now, you're like, dang, whatever happened to Buddy Hield? Like we forgot about Buddy Hield. He was the number one player in the nation coming out of the draft, coming in the draft. Same thing with Andrew Wiggins, you know. But this is a solid team. Once they get it all together, Gary Payton Jr. out there, you know, they got a solid guard team. This is a team full of solid 2, 3s, 1s. You know, this is the perfect running team. Where they're missing it at is they don't have a younger Kevin Looney. Kevin Looney has been battling injury, so his minutes haven't been as impactful as you have seen them in the past. So you look at him, and Draymond Green, he's actually stepping up this season. This is probably the most efficient offensively. This is the most efficient season we've seen from Draymond so far. But those are some of the highlights you saw. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson go with it. Klay pulled 29. Steph pulled a 26. Andrew Wiggins, again, 29 points, being solid. Jonathan Kuminga is starting to become his own. And Draymond Green. So you got this team coming together. And Steve Kerr is again showing that Phil Jackson type tutelage in being able to coach teams and really put guys in position and develop systems to accentuate player skill set. So that's our NBA rundown. Let's jump to the NFL side real quick. Jump to the NFL side. NFL games. If y'all didn't watch the Bills and the doggone who was it, y'all? Don't let me get up here and forget who played. It was the Bills and who? Who was it? The Bills and Jesus Christ. Here we go. The Bills and the Lions. There you go. I got the graphic right here. I was trying to be off my memory type, my morning show type stuff. Here we go. The Bills and the Lions. Check this out, y'all. This is a crazy score. 48-42. And there was a stat I had put in here that I want to highlight. There's a stat I want to put in here that I want to highlight real quick. I want y'all to listen to this stat, this total game stat right here, right? What's up, Shawnee? How you feeling in the chat? I see you. What's good, sis? How you feeling? Good to see y'all, man. I'm starting to see everybody pull up. Listen, again, for a quick second, if y'all aren't getting your notifications, your live notifications, you're going to have to hit that bell button and then turn it back on. And I've even seen yesterday, I saw our number go from 2.5K to 2.498 or 2.493 or something like that, back up to 2.5K. So some people are unsubscribing, resubscribing because they're not getting notifications. So if you're going to do that, make sure you knock that out today. Don't just unsubscribe and not unsubscribe, though. Make sure y'all subscribe because the 2.5K, it feel good. We worked hard for that, man. But y'all, what's good? Let me see who else in the chat I didn't see. What's up, KT? Shawty B in the chat. JB, what's good, my boy? I ain't even see you in the chat. JB, checking in from work. Hard working, brother. Matt Farms, I see you. I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss nobody. What's good, everybody? Blunt conversation, did I get you too? What's good, everybody? Well, yeah. Bills and the Lions, man. That was a good game. If you love high scoring games, you like that game because it really turned up in the second half. You look at the Bills, that offense is hard to stop. Everybody talk about Patrick Mahomes and them. I think the Bills are really the team that really, when they're rolling, they're the hardest team to stop. But you gotta give the Lions, man. The Lions team, their defense just was beat up in the secondary yesterday. They got beat up yesterday in the secondary, and they're missing some guys. Hopefully they can get healthy coming into the last 2 weeks of the NFL regular season, right? We got 17 weeks in, or so the last 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks of the regular season. Wait, no. We should be coming up on the last week of NFL. Let me double check. Let me go to my let me get to my handy dandy ESPN website. Yeah, week 16. Week 16, yep. And then after Christmas, we got playoffs after Christmas, first week. So we got 18. I'm tripping. We got 18 weeks. So we're coming up. We got 4 weeks left in the regular season. Right? We got 4 weeks left in the regular season. Or is it 3 now? So is it 3? It's 3 weeks. We just finished week 16. Tonight, we finish week 15. So, yeah, you guys are right. We got 3 weeks, week 16, 17, and 18. We got 3 weeks left, week 16, week 17, week 18. So, we got a lot of teams pushing for the playoffs. You got a lot of teams pushing for those buys, right? Let's look at the conference standings right now. Let's look at the conference standings. Because we're going to be paying close attention. This is my favorite time of the NFL season. I don't too much care for weeks 1 through 7. I'm not even going to lie. But this year, let's be honest. And y'all know I'm not much of a big NFL, like, watch every game. But I found myself watching a lot of NFL all this season. And I gotta stand corrected. For everybody that said I was missing out at the beginning of the season when I was talking all that trash about NFL ball, I stand corrected. The NFL game is starting to be more attractive. It's starting to be more attractive. I think the new player collective and the NFL Player Association are starting to get their demands. The game is we complain about the quarterback safety rules, but we see that our marquee quarterbacks are getting opportunities to be out there. Less quarterback injuries this year. And we're seeing the page turn. Aaron Rodgers is out of there. It's time to get rid of that guy. And that whole generation of quarterbacks, it's time to turn the page. Let Josh Allen and Mahomes be the OGs and let them be at the top. Let them be the new Mount Rushmore. And let's let these young guys that's coming in, let's start to see this new age of football because it's happening in college level. Let's go ahead and let it happen in the NFL. But let's look at these standings. So top of the AFC East, you got the Buffalo Bills. They've already locked up their playoff spot. The Jets are eliminated. Patriots are eliminated. Miami still looking for a wild card. They're in the hunt. You got the Steelers. They locked up the division. They've locked up the division, I believe, right? Is that what the X mean? Let me find the legend. X means clinch the playoff berth, clinch the division. So yeah, all right. So you got Pittsburgh is in the playoffs, right? AFC side. Got Houston. They've got their division on lock. Kansas City got their division on lock. And that's good for Houston, man. D'Amico Ryans, year 2. Winning that division again. Putting his team in prime position to make a playoff push. And when you look at the top of the AFC, it's looking pretty similar from last year. You got Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Houston, and Kansas City vying for those first weeks. You got the Dolphins, Ravens. Denver's right there in the mix quietly with Bo Nix and that crew offensively. The defense really stepping up. The Raiders just hoping to get a top pick this year. I love Raiders jerseys though. I love the Raiders jerseys. So this is going to be an interesting last few weeks. And the Chargers are still in it too. The Chargers are still in it. Last 3 weeks of the season, the Chargers still in it. This is going to be an interesting last 3 weeks. Does Miami really have a realistic chance, chat? Give me some thoughts. Out of the AFC, who's going to pull it off in the AFC? If you had to pick an AFC winner right now, who's going to pull it off? I'm looking at it right now and just watching. I'm telling you, I have a good feeling about the Bills, man. If they could stay composed, they could hone in home field throughout the playoffs. That's the team to watch. And then of course, you can never count out that Baltimore Ravens team. When Lamar Jackson and that offense is humming, can't count them out. Derrick Henry in that run game. NFC side, I am so borderline ready to be a bandwagon Eagles fan. Defense, the defense looks great. Offense is sputter sometimes. It looks different, but I just love how many weapons they have, and when they're healthy, they're virtually unstoppable. When their offensive line is healthy, they're virtually unstoppable. I'm borderline I'm borderline a bandwagon Eagle fan. Talk about me all you want. I don't care about that NFL talk. Talk about me all you want. I'm borderline. If I have to pick a team throughout the playoffs on each side, I think the Eagles gonna get my bid for the NFC, right? Over Detroit, and I like Detroit's style. I like Detroit's offense. I love their offense. I like Armor St. Brown, all them boys. J-Mo. They got Jahmyr Gibbs. They got what's the backup running back? Ty Montgomery. I love that the tight end, 40-year, I think his name is. They got a lot of guys on that offense. Defensively, we talk about their defense. But I feel like the Eagles humming when they clicking, they really a team to beat. A really hard team to beat. You got the NFC North is basically running the NFC though. You got Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay, all three teams in the North with 10 wins already, 10 plus wins on the season. Sucks to be in that division, right? Then you got the NFC South barely hanging on. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, and those guys, they holding on. You win a division, you got you a playoff spot. My Falcons just hoping that they can win a tiebreaker. Lord Jesus. Sucks to be a Falcons fan these days, right? Sucks to be a Falcons fan these days. Watching Kirk Cousins go out there and man, come on, man. We got to have somebody. You got to have a quarterback. Shout out to Bryce Young and the Panthers yesterday, though. Bryce Young and the Panthers putting in work, man. Putting in work. You know what? I don't feel sorry for the Panthers organization and what's happening to them because they really did nothing to surround Bryce Young with any type of like. I love how the fans, the media tries to put it on Bryce Young, right? And talk about how he wasn't ready, but no, the Panthers weren't ready for a rookie quarterback. The Panthers weren't ready for a rookie quarterback, and it was obvious. But they fought hard yesterday against the Eagles, who really should have blew them out. You look at how that game went. The Eagles had so many opportunities to score, especially in the first half. The Eagles had so many opportunities to score, but Bryce Young continued to make plays. 19 of 34 for 190 plus, almost 200 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions for our boy. No, he had one. I'm sorry, I forgot the little last minute one. I think it came in like third quarter. But yeah, Eagles Panthers game ended up being a wowzer, and that's why I say I don't know what's up with the Eagles. That offense got all them weapons. When they humming, it's hard to stop them. But that defense is immaculate. Go down. Let's go down the rest of the scoreboard here. I'm gonna share this tab right here. Let's go down the rest of the scoreboard here. NFL scoreboard rundown. Go back here. Hold on. I'm tripping. I was on the wrong one. Here we go. Where we at? Okay. All right, 12. Rams beat the 49ers 12-6. Chiefs beat the Browns 21-7. Y'all know I love when Cleveland takes a L. Bengals over the Titans. Another team of just, two teams just really just patching it together, trying to make it through the season. The Bengals are a funny team to watch, too. I think that's the team we're going to have to talk about. I'm going to do a VOD on the Bengals. I'm going to do a reaction to the Bengals season. Because that's a team, they're literally like one or two pieces away, and they might need to make some front office moves too. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. Can we go ahead and crown it? Right? Rookie of the Year. If I'm not mistaken, he is a rookie, right? Rookie of the Year, doing it on both in the air and on the ground, right? Got the 1-point victory over the Saints. You got the Ravens pulling it off against the Giants, who are just a dumpster fire organization right now. Looking like they might be targeting. Looking like they may be targeting the doggone. My fault. I was looking at an old scoreboard. But the Panthers played the Cowboys yesterday. You're right. I was looking at the old scorecard. But it's looking like the Giants might try to go for Shedeur in the draft. We're gonna be dialed in on draft coverage this year too, man. I ain't gonna jinx it. I don't want to speak too soon. Cowboys Panthers, that's what it was yesterday. Cowboys Panthers, Bryce Young, 200 plus, late game interceptions. The Panthers they don't have enough around Bryce for him to be out there just giving it his all. Shows you his character. Cowboys, I love seeing them being in this position, not going to the playoffs. I love it. I love seeing the Cowboys lose. For all my Cowboys fans, I love seeing y'all. I love seeing y'all in disarray as much as I like seeing Georgia fans, not Georgia the organization, but their fans in disarray, because y'all are ungrateful, man. Y'all are ungrateful. The Jets. If she's still in here, she know why I'm gonna laugh at the Jets for winning. Congratulations on your 4th win of the season, Jets. Y'all got one over on our boy Mac Jones. Y'all got one over. Good job. The Dolphins struggle bus. All that firepower, that Ferrari looking real beat up. Put in the shop. Go get a defense. Y'all need a defense. Y'all need some run flats over there. Y'all need some run flats in Miami. The Texans, man. I told you I'm proud of DeMeco Ryans. Alabama product. But you want to give him credit or not. Broncos, man. Like I said, Bo Nix. Putting his name in the hat for that early that run for Rookie of the Year. Right there in the runnings for it. We talked about the Bills and Lions. Eagles over the Steelers. Making that jump happen, man. Like I said, they offense, I'm telling you, the Eagles offense is the most inconsistent, explosive offense. They kind of remind me of Alabama's offense from this season. Baker Mayfield getting that dub over the Chargers. Like I said, they looking like they trying to pull away with the South, the NFC South. My Falcons, if we need them, we need the Bucks to lose. We need the Bucks to lose. Do we see them again? I think we've already seen them twice. I'm gonna get all that down. We're gonna talk more about that as those games come along. NFL talk is gonna get real heavy on Sundays too. We're gonna get into our late night Sunday night talk, and then the Packers and the Seahawks, man. Trash bowl. The Packers pulled away with it. Jordan Love is actually making the Packers look like they never miss Aaron Rodgers. So I'm glad to see that. I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan, guys. Just personally, never liked his attitude, never liked his demeanor. I've always heard the stories about his interactions with media outside of interviews and things of that nature. So I'm just not an Aaron Rodgers fan. So when the Packers are doing good post Rodgers, kind of like I was cheering for them post Favre. You know, it's just a Packers thing. They produce these quarterbacks with these egos, but Jordan Love seemed to be chilling and handling business and doing his thing. So shout out Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs out there doing his thing in Green Bay. Still being a feature back, you know, after leaving Oakland. So good to see those guys. Well, now the Las Vegas Raiders, but good to see the NFL action getting into it like we have. So I think we've gotten off schedule a little bit, which is cool because we really want my objective today is to get into this conversation about what we have going on in college football. So we're here at the 9 o'clock hour, which is perfect. We get to combine all of these conversations, which I think you guys are more interested in today. We got women and men's basketball updates at the end of the show. So Alabama women and men's basketball updates and reactions and talk at the end of the show. So stick around for that. We're going into our first infomercial break of the show. First infomercial break. But before we do that, let's get into the comments. Thoughts on the NFL? Who you got coming out of AFC? Let's talk AFC first. Who you got coming out of AFC? I told you right now, if I'm looking at it from this past weekend, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to stick with my gut, man. And with the Bills humming the way they're humming right now, the way that offense looked yesterday, we know that defense is going to get healthier. Hopefully, in the next 3 weeks, they can afford to sit guys if they need to. They got some quality guys that's playing minutes right now. Backup reserve guys that's playing quality minutes. Keep developing those guys. I got them and the Bills. I mean, the Texans and the Bills playing it out. And if we're talking about the Texans going up to Buffalo in December, January, I'm taking the Bills, man. Taking the Bills. One win for each letter. Jets. Jets. Facts, man. Ivaro might be the worst DC. Hey, 100%, man. That they struggle with the defensive coordinator landscape in the NFL is pretty ugly right now. Bills or Chiefs? Okay, we got Chiefs coming out. I think the Chiefs get caught up if they don't get healthy. I think they get caught slipping in the postseason if they don't get healthy. They need to get healthy fast. They need to get healthy, and they need to get a rhythm with a healthy team. They haven't had a full arsenal on offense yet. They need to get a rhythm. And Pat Mahomes continues to does Pat Mahomes things. You know, we might see something. Yeah, the NFL is definitely going to get their golden child team of Chiefs if no matter what. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm looking at what happened in San Francisco and how they're falling apart. San Francisco, man. But if y'all think about it, San Francisco, I think there was a stat. It's only one team that's played more games in the past 4 years, like actually played more games than the 49ers, and it's the Chiefs. And it's by like one game or two games. And San Francisco, they're one of the teams that's been able to retain a lot of their roster, majority of their roster. So San Francisco, they probably fatigued mentally. Yeah, the Texans have the Chiefs this week, and that's the game that we're going to pay attention to. Rich B, make sure we get some reminders about that on Sunday. We might have to do that one. What's this Sunday? What's Sunday? The 22nd, right? We might have to. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to be at the Falcons game this Sunday, y'all. I got a friend that's going to be in town. Yeah, I need to check on that. I almost forgot. Yeah, the injuries have hurt them. They have not took time to go and like build depth. They've had this luxury of having the core of their team, that championship push team where they kept winning the division, playoff, falling short, semis. That team was together in such a tight knit group. They just haven't brought along anybody, and it sucks, man. And it sucks. So they play Saturday. The Chiefs play Saturday. Oh, that's a good one. So this Saturday, we might be able to do a good little stream. Where y'all think we should go Saturday to watch some NFL football? Put that in chat. So we got our AFC. Got some AFC. We got some Bills. We got some Chiefs. A lot of people counting out the Ravens. I'm not counting them out. I think right now I'm taking the Texans against everybody but the Bills. When I look at it, and I just kind of think of how teams are playing, and I'm gonna be able to watch more matchups. NFC, I think the NFC is a tough one for me because you got to watch how this plays out. The Eagles are in, the Lions are in, the Vikings are in, the Commanders have a chance to be in the wild card, and they're a sneaky team. I don't see anybody from the South pulling it off, and I don't see anybody in the West. So it's really between the North and the East, NFC North and the NFC East for me. The top two in the NFC East, really the Eagles, and then the top three from the NFC North, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Lions, all play a different quality of ball. And I think you got to go with the most consistent team out of the four. And I'm looking at the most consistent. You got to look at the Lions. Got to look at the Lions coming out of the NFC. So just playing the most consistent. Yeah, they lost to the Bills, but that's the AFC team that's nobody's been able to stop the Bills for real this year. So yeah, Rich B, I'm right there with you. The Detroit is dangerous. Detroit is dangerous. Lions Eagles NFC championship game. That will be a game. And I think that will turn into a defensive game. I think the Eagles is probably one of the only teams that can get to that Lions offense and really match up. A healthy Eagles defense can match up and play some of that pro style zero coverage ball, get to the quarterback, win the matchups up front in the trenches. It'll be a lot of back and forth. So that's our NFL and NBA coverage. Did y'all like that first hour of the show? Did it feel like an hour? We got 56 in the chat, 31 on YouTube, 25 on Twitter, man. Appreciate y'all for being here today. I know the numbers are taking a hit. We got holidays. We got different content being pushed out. Y'all continue to share. Like, subscribe, all of that good job. Hey, we're going to take our first infomercial break. If you're not a member of the AAA family, this is how you become a member of the AAA family. Become a member of the YouTube channel. Support. Get inside scoop on your news, your recruiting, your locker room news, all of that stuff. We don't try to get inside scoop on Portal. We react to Portal. So everybody that's looking for Portal reactions, for Portal insight, don't look at me. Please don't. It's a headache. We got reactions, Portal talk, all of that coming up here after the infomercial break. Take a second, get up, stretch a little bit. The sun is out. It's burning up now. So get up, stretch a little bit. We'll be right back after this infomercial break. But don't forget, take an opportunity to join the AAA community, join the family, get your birth certificate, get that wristband so you can get full access to what we got going on over here. And also shout out to our sponsors and shout out to everybody that's supporting the network. Thank you all.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. And each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. If you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Keep me off the ball, I run it.
Leandre Gota Tejus. Leandre Gota Tejus.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Yeah. We back, man. We are back, about to hop into our college football talk segment. And this is what you all show up for. Let's just be honest. Y'all be showing up. Y'all like to hear about college football because that's what brings us together. Really, the college football game in itself. College football is a tool for unity, but it's also a tool for division, right? And that's just the beautifulness of it. That's just the beauty of the college football game. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm not gonna lie. We got 32 in the chat right now. I want everybody to take a second right now and share the live stream. I want you to share it. And when you share it, I want you to put a comment next to it. Put me in the game, coach, or something that lets everybody know how excited you are to be here and support the Coach Smook Network. I'm not gonna lie. We've had some transition with the network, with the team. And I'm glad that we're in this space to do it, because right now, the pivot that we're taking, you guys are going to see so many new faces come around here, man. And I don't want y'all to be indifferent to these people. They're not Bama fans. I want everybody to know I don't just watch Alabama football. I watch a lot of sports. I have a lot of connects and networking opportunities that are outside of Alabama football. So I'm sorry if I'm getting past Alabama football, y'all. I'm sorry that we know more, that we talk about more than Alabama football over here. I'm sorry. But I think this is where the network, the original vision was. We never were just set for one team. So sorry. But we got a lot of portal talk to get into today. let me pull up my Twitter feed first of all. My Twitter feed was lit last week, and I purposely allowed all of this stuff to go down because Dylan Lonergan leaving was not a surprise. Was not a surprise. We talked about that multiple times last year. We talked about, I mean, not last year, but last week we talked about it. As I saw the writing on the wall, as it started becoming more and more of a realistic thing, to see him continue to, want to further his career. Dylan Lonergan hitting the portal, that hurt my feelings, but it did not hurt what I thought was best for him. A young man that definitely has QB1 caliber. In my personal opinion, and this is no personal thing against Ty Simpson, I just think that skill set wise, Dylan Lonergan was a lot more consistent and had a more depth knowledge of what the offense required, right? So we're in this area where the college football landscape has now become an exchange, right? And I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to give my thoughts on what I mean by college football exchange, and I want y'all to go with me because I might get to preaching on this thing a little bit. So when I speak on the topic of college football exchange, and let me know how the music sounds. Make sure y'all can hear that music just a little bit in the background. If y'all can hear the music just a little bit in the background, give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat. But yes, you should not be surprised, Derek. There should not be a surprise. I literally said this last week. I said I would not be surprised Dylan Lonergan being a Georgia kid and Kirby Smart knowing that he needs to find a quarterback in order to maintain to get a bump back in the offensive side of recruiting. Receivers are not going to Georgia to die anymore. And he needs a quarterback that can dial it up. Mike Bobo is not the best offensive coordinator, but Mike Bobo does a good enough job and puts his quarterback and his offense in decent enough situations to where what Kirby wants to do is lean on his defense and let his offense get situated. So you look at Dylan Lonergan, he goes into a situation where the pressure's not going to be on him to be this great quarterback that we know he can be. He just need to be a great game manager. So are we looking at Dylan Lonergan's skill set and saying that he does not have the same capabilities as a Stetson Bennett? Are we looking at that? So I like the move for Dylan Lonergan, even though it's Georgia. I like the move for him because it makes sense. But you know what also would make sense for Dylan Lonergan? Maybe a Texas A&M move if we're staying in the SEC, right? Maybe Kentucky. Mississippi State is hitting the portal. Ole Miss is hitting the portal crazy good right now. Ole Miss has their quarterback of the future, right? They got one in this draft class, and they got one that's backing up. That was backing up Jackson Dart and Austin Simmons. So I look at the landscape of college football and the exchange of college football, right? And all you see now is left seat, right seat. Left seat, right seat. Shout out to Josh Pate. He spoke on this, I want to say in his Saturday stream, or it probably was a stream last night. But you got guys who were slotted to be the starter for teams where they've spent 2 years as a backup or as a freshman, and then they were the backup this year because a transfer came in and took their spot or assumed the starting position, and they're leaving, and the exchange rate of quarterbacks or the exchange rate of players onto rosters is at an all-time high. So we're going to enjoy the college football exchange while we can, because I can guarantee you 2 years from now, this was not what college football will look like. We will be having another conversation about how the powers to be have manipulated college football, right? To favor the Bamas, the Ohio States, the Georgias. We'll be talking about it again in 2 years because players aren't going to be able to move. And if they are able to move, I honestly see this happening, guys. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong or if you have a different thought. I believe that somehow or another, the whole play down before you go up system will be applied. If there isn't a professional, amateur professional, or a junior professional league that kids can skip NCAA and collegiate play and go to a junior pro league at the age of 18, 19. So it won't be crazy to see a kid stay his senior year, graduate, sign a contract, go train in the off season for a professional team, play in this junior pro league for a year, make $180,000, and then go into the draft, the NFL draft. It won't be crazy to see that in the next 2 or 3 years. So be on the lookout for that. The college football exchange. That's what we're going to call it until we get a better name for it. We're going to call it the college football exchange. College football exchange. What's y'all thoughts on that? What's up, Tyrone? How you feeling, man? I agree. Smook Lonergan was better than Ty, 100%, man. And that's not any hot. That's not a Ty hate or anything like that. It's not Ty hate or anything. What's up, Eddie? Appreciate you for tuning in for the first time, man. I know this is your first time, but if you're enjoying it, man, this is a perfect time to become a member of the channel. If I could get one of my mods to get him that members link, which is right here, never mind, it's right there for you. Eddie, I hope you're enjoying it. You don't want to miss the members content because everybody that's been waiting for, like, oh man, we ready for some, y'all gonna get it starting this week. I promise you, it's gonna get real juicy on the Coach Smook Network. I promise you. So if they're not in here right now watching, and I know we went back to our 8 o'clock hour, which is probably our lowest hour, like our lowest time. Our evening shows have been doing great. So we're going to be doing a live this evening because Wednesday and Thursday, oh my God, y'all just wait. But I'm going to say this, Dylan and Ty, from my evaluation, when they both went against twos, right? I saw more delivery, more decisiveness, more confidence in the play call and the delivery of the play with Dylan. But I saw more plays made by Ty, right? He doesn't mind, uses his legs to create plays. Ty is going to let the ball go. He's not going to hold on to the ball too long, right? Any pass play, Ty's going to 8 times out of 10, he's going to throw the ball. Regardless if it's a good pass or not, he's going to throw the ball. That's the downfall with Ty. You can't trust him as a quarterback. With Dylan, he's not going to make a bad throw. In the 2 years that I've seen Dylan in scrimmages and practices and all of that, I'd never seen Dylan make a bad throw. Now, has he overthrown somebody? Yes, but it wasn't a bad throw. It's usually because the player he's probably playing with a walk-on guy, a 4th, 5th string guy. But if it was the likes of a Kobe Prentice or Kendrick Law, one of your experienced guys, Jeremy Bernard, going for that pass, that's why when you saw Dylan Lonergan getting a lot of hype, it was with some of those guys that were kind of getting pushed down the depth chart as Jamarcus Shepard and tight end coach. I forget his name. I forget the tight end coach's name. I'm sorry, coach. But as they started mixing up those receiving groups, right? Those receiving corps, those different personnel groupings, you saw Dylan Lonergan with that second team started thriving. Ty Simpson was having a lot of struggles. That's why after the final scrimmage in fall camp, you saw the reps between Ty and Dylan. You didn't see a split between Ty and Jalen. And I'm telling you all, we're going to miss Dylan. We're going to miss Dylan. I think we're good with Ty right now. We're good with Ty. But I have another hot take that we're going to dive into. So talking about the college football exchange, when it comes to Alabama, you see guys leaving. Nobody impactful as of now. Justice Haynes is probably the most impactful just because of the amount of carries he had. But you don't lose the amount of impact he had with yards per carry. You get that you had literally 3 of the same running back in the room, with similar production with limited carries, underutilized. Jam Miller was the most utilized, and I think we all can agree that he was very much underutilized. Richard Young battled injuries, but in the game when he touched the ball, yards per carry averages higher than both Jam and Justice. So you're not missing much. And we know Richard Young was one of the top 3 backs in his class. He was in the same class as Justice. A lot of people had Richard Young ahead of Justice Haynes on their recruiting boards. So will we get to experience the full effect of Richard Young next year? I think so. With Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley splitting those spell back reps, those guys are projected. AK Deer going to get spots where he's 4 games out this next season. AK Deer is going to get an opportunity. This staff figured out a lot of they got a lot of answers from this season. They didn't get a lot of the right answers, but I think they set themselves up to figure out a lot of things going into next season. But let's get into some more portal talk, man. Some big targets in the portal. When it comes to the portal, who does Alabama target? Who do you all think we target? Who do y'all think Alabama targets? I want to see some names in the chat.
Got about 5 minutes before we get into this next segment. And kind of to hone the topic in, let's talk about position groups. I think first and foremost, Alabama goes to the portal, and we have to go and get defensive linemen. A lot of people keep talking about because Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, what other wide receiver left? I think those are the two main ones. You got the tight end jumped in the portal, I believe. Justice Haynes. Like these are guys that to me didn't get to impact. And Kendrick Law is probably Kendrick Law is probably going to hurt because he didn't get he was very underutilized, and he definitely should have been more of an impact than what he was. He didn't have a lot of drops. He only had one drop this season. One drop by Kendrick Law, recorded, right? So we're going to pull up this portal tracker right here. And I like on threes. We'll rock with on threes portal tracker. And let's do positions. So we're going to start on the defensive side here on the Coach Smook Network. Let's share this tab here. Try to figure out why you got a lot of guys that's pulling their portal entries too. Hey, reaction in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being pissed, 10 being excited. The third day in the portal, did y'all see the report that there were 1,200 names in the portal? Shout out Kendrick Law. And he's gonna, once he graduates, he's separated from the team. I respect how Kendrick Law is doing it, man. I heard it was a very heartfelt conversation with his teammates. He had a very educated and progressive conversation with the coaching staff. They talked about how they want to progress forward, the amount of depth that they want to be able to utilize next year, increasing the volume of passing. That's their vision. They want to increase the volume of passing. We're going to talk about the future quarterback debate. We're going to get into that in about 10 minutes. I'm going to start talking about some realistic QB competition stuff that I want y'all to just think about. And I'm going to open the phone lines after that. And we're going to talk about everything we talk about today. Everything we talk about, you'll have a good 7 minutes to just dialogue and share your thoughts on the phone line. But defensive lineman, let's pull this tab up here. So we look at the defensive line, and I'm gonna scroll down. I'm just looking at guys that I've been reading about that haven't been committed to anywhere right now. I should have got these screenshots recorded earlier, brought them up on. Hey, so and then another story that we could kind of dialogue on as I scroll down this list to the uncommitted defensive lineman. And it's crazy because you know there has to be some tampering going on, man. These kids get in the portal and 24 hours later they're already with another team. Where's the young man from Minnesota? There's a defensive lineman from Minnesota that's in the portal. There's a defensive lineman from Minnesota that's in the portal. And I wanted y'all to look at his highlight film from high school, because Alabama, he's a plugger, but he also can shoot gaps. I'm trying to find his name, y'all. I'm sorry. Trying to find his name. Was it Michigan State? I knew it was something state, right? Oh, the Fresno State guy. Fresno State, Lightfoot. Gabriel Lightfoot. This is a guy, and I'm not sure if he committed overnight, but I know Gabriel Lightfoot. That was the name, because I was calling him Sugarfoot. Gabriel Lightfoot is a plugger, interior defensive lineman.
I think he's like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", 310, 315. Bigger defensive tackle playing in that conference. You saw his effectiveness playing against lesser competition. I think he'll be a great rotational player for Alabama. The way that we rotate our defensive line, Gabriel Lightfield. I call that boy Gabriel. And I'm about to pull up his 247 profile right here. (6'3", 296. And when y'all look at him, I want y'all to look at him because he kind of resembles, to me, he resembles that of Tim Keenan. Does he not look like Tim Keenan? I mean, same size and everything. They already got, I think they've offered him already. He played with Washington last season. Left guard, I believe. I think they are being very selective at Derek. I do too. These receivers better be ready to block. I remember when he got hurt, I was like, that's going to hurt the run blocking game a bit. Facts. Kendrick Law. Right. Yeah, but on day 3, Jason, that's crazy. 1,200 players on the no, it was 48 hours. It was 48 hours. 48 hours into the portal being open. You had 1,200 players put their name in the portal. And that's why I laugh at Bama fans that's tripping about us losing 11 guys now. We're at 11, 12. I told you I had 13 confirmed names, and 10 out of the 13 have been confirmed. I've only had two surprises. Justice Haynes was not a surprise. Kendrick Law was a surprise, and Dylan Lonergan. Those were the 2 surprises. I wasn't sure on Dylan Lonergan. I had no confirmation on Dylan Lonergan, so I didn't speak on it. Oh, snap. We're getting some notifications over here, y'all. What we got going on? But yeah, so you look at it. You look at this defensive line recruit. This is a top target for Alabama. Supposed to have him on campus this week. Played quality high school ball. Didn't come out of high school very highly touted. Goes to Fresno State. Solid year. Solid year. Get him on the roster. You got another rotational player, and then you got some young guys, London Simmons, Stephen Boomer, that's going to come in and be immediate impact, right? Immediate rotational players. But you got freshmen who didn't give you a lot of minutes. Twitter having problems. What's going on with Twitter? My stream still up on Twitter? We're having trouble streaming. Maybe. Okay, we're gonna leave it alone. We got issues on Twitter. So if we got issues on Twitter, make sure y'all share the stream one more time. Retweet it. Just share it on Twitter. If you hit the share button, it should bring up a Twitter icon. Just hit that mug and share it so you ain't gotta leave the stream. But we got interior defensive lineman target, a top priority target. I like what the defensive line room looks like. May not be from a experience standpoint. We might not have the most experience, but we saw what Kane Womack's defense does with inexperienced players who don't have a lot of SEC snaps. Let's look at it. Justin Jefferson didn't have a lot of SEC snaps. Tavian Brown, Damani Jackson, Keon Sabb, Ray Hubbard, young guy, Jalen Mbakwe, Deshaun Jones, LT Overton played in the SEC last season, but he played out of position. A lot of guys. Quay Rusar, a young guy, didn't play a lot of snaps. James Smith didn't play a lot of snaps their freshman year on campus. These are guys that were impact players for us. Justin O, late in the season, 41 out there making tackles. Guys, we got some quality guys. So we got some quality coaches on the defensive side that's developing talent. I need Freddie Roach to dial in and be the best D-line developer he's been in his career this coming up season. All right. Offensively, everybody's excited about Casey Concepcion. There's another wide receiver, Mississippi State transfer that Alabama, I believe Alabama's targeting right now. And like I said, I'm no insider. I read and I just go off of it and I evaluate. I look at Mario Craver, the true freshman. He was a freshman last year. He'll be a red shirt. I mean, a sophomore this year. A guy that same amount, similar numbers with that limited offense in at Mississippi State. Mario Craver, speedster though. Another guy that can get vertical, that can stack early and get vertical. Stack early and get vertical. Not Kane Womack, but Kalen DeBoer. His system thrives off of guys who can get off the line early. And what's crazy is Mario Craver is a Alabama kid, Clay Chalkville. So he comes up as an Alabama fan. Saban staff didn't target him. Holman Wiggins didn't target him. And if you go look at this young man's high school film, he's one of those guys that's in state that I feel like got away. Right? They got away. 5'10", 180. That Henry Rugg style size. But if you go watch his play, go look at his high school film, Clay Chalkville. Go look at his Clay Chalkville film. And you look at his speed can take the top off of a defense. We got a few of those. Bubba Hampton, who just suffered an injury last week. Amari Jefferson, Jaron Hamilton, Cole Adams, Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard. We got a wide receiver core that's coming back with some craziness. Derek Meadows, a 4.49. And you know what? I'm gonna give my comments on that too. So make sure somebody put Derek Meadows in the chat so I don't forget. Make sure I don't forget. Mario Craver. That's another wide receiver target that I expect us to be able to pull in. He's an Alabama fan, and he's coming to an offense where the volume of passing is going to go up 10, 15 plus passes a game next year. I guarantee you we see an average of quarterback passes, 34, 36 passes a game. Whatever quarterback goes out there is going to have to, and they're going to have to be accurate vertical. I'm building my argument here. And then one more target that I'm excited about. This is a young man that I personally made contact with. Hopefully we can get some insight. I can continue to talk to him and get some insight on what his decision is. Kelby Collins, defensive lineman transfer, edge rusher. This is, even though we have a lot of talent in the edge room, you always want experienced guys because he's one of those edge guys that you can pull him and play him at bandit. We're losing a lot of experience at the bandit position. Keon Keeley doesn't have the experience, but I think Keeley might be our front runner to start at the bandit next season. I looked at the Auburn game. Keeley played a lot of key snaps in the second half. I look for him to have a big Michigan game, which is good because you see guys starting to get a little bit more attention. They start to perk up a little bit, and I hate that it takes that for you to, but it's good to have that motivation now, and you see his skill set. I mean, QB pressures was there. You see the natural strength. You see him trying to adapt to being sound and gap containment in those assignments when those calls are made for him. So I like Keeley. I like Kelby Collins to come in and help beef up that edge rusher room with Quay Russaw, Jay Sean Ross, Noah Carter. You got Duke Johnson coming in, Justin Hill. Who else in that edge rusher room? I think Jeremiah Alexander, who I'm surprised I'm still on the fence with him. I think he has an opportunity elsewhere. He takes it. Right? But you lose guys like Keanu Cole. You got Yanzi Pierre in that edge rushing room. I mean, so many guys, and I'm probably forgetting names. I'm forgetting a lot of names. There's so many of them. Abdul Sanders is going to be probably interior guy, right? With Luke Metz. I think you're going to have Duke Johnson and Justin Hill on the edge. Jay Sean Ross. Going to have Justin O on the interior. Caden Jones probably going to be on the interior. Justin Jefferson should come back next year. Linebacker rotation should be pretty healthy next season. Do I think Overton is leaving? I think Overton's coming back. But he's utilized differently. I think he steps into a Tim Smith role. You remember how impactful Tim Smith was? We didn't see Tim Smith playing a lot of snaps this year, though. I think Ja Latham's out. He's a fourth-year senior, fifth-year guy, I believe. He's out. LT's back. In my opinion, I don't know. I won't know a lot of this stuff until I get up there this week. So we'll be talking Will we take 2 wide receivers out of the portal? I think we would. For experience purposes, to immediately replace experience that you lost, guys that are going to have to come in. You have 5 guys who've actually played reps in this system, and Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Cole Adams, and let's give Rico Scott some credit too. He played some intricate minutes. Who else am I missing? Jalen Hill hasn't played any meaningful snaps. Caleb Odom's gone. Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, they gone. They played intricate snaps, and we only had Emmanuel Henderson. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. We haven't seen Henderson hit the portal, but my knowledge says the young man sticks it out because he's just that type of guy. But if there was an opportunity for this young man to go somewhere and start at like an Oregon or maybe let's look at some realistic destinations for Emmanuel Henderson. Ooh, so many spots for E-Man. So many spots. I could see E-Man at Florida State. I could see E-Man at UCF. I could see him at Louisville. The backup quarterback from Oregon, I believe, just went to Louisville, right? No, Miller Moss. Miller Moss just went to Louisville. So I could see Emmanuel Henderson possibly going to Louisville. So, I mean, and the Oregon stable, like Oregon would use Emmanuel Henderson in some type of jet action because that's what he came to the college ranks as a running back. But you also got to think Emmanuel Henderson was being recruited by LSU, who's hurting for just they're putting a roster together. They're paying any and everybody to put a roster together. E-Man don't have the personality to chase a bag, but back home, LSU, they want him. They might push for him. Florida has a situation where DJ Lagway, they got a connection, a history there, right? So Florida might be a destination. So, and I'm not saying E-Man's going to the portal. I'm just saying it would make sense if you see it come up in the next few days. It would not be a surprise to see guys like that, especially the Holman Wiggins wide receiver recruits. Okay, and y'all done let me go 2 minutes over my time. So that's portal talk. QB conversation. Let's talk about it. I got 5 minutes to make this pitch for y'all. Not necessarily make this pitch but to give y'all something to think about. When it comes to this QB conversation. All right. QB conversation. Alabama QB conversation is like this. And we're talking about going into this Michigan game. Future of Alabama QB. Question mark. We're gonna put that as the banner. And then we're gonna get ready to open the phone line. So y'all get ready to call in. Want to hear what's next? The quarterback. Your thoughts on quarterback. Everything we talked about. We talked about a lot today, right? Talked about a lot. We sitting at an hour and a half mark, and we're just getting into the phone call segment. That means this show is about to be a banger to end the show. So y'all make sure y'all share it up. Tell people they got an opportunity to get on the phone line and speak their piece. Everything that they've been talking, all that noise they've been talking about, what needs to be happening. This is your chance to speak it. Because we definitely gonna be getting some clips off of this. But the future of the Alabama quarterback. Dive with me with this. So there is reason to believe that Keelan Russell, yes, a true freshman quarterback who will soon be an early enrollee, there is reason to believe that this young man can be, not will be QB1 at the University of Alabama as a true freshman, week 1. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not dogging any quarterback on the roster. I'm not dogging Austin Mack. I'm not dogging Ty Simpson. Let me back up. I gotta start. I gotta do this. Let's start it from here. I look at the limited passing ability that Jalen Milroe stepped into the Kalen DeBoer era with. Right? Let's be realistic. We all understood the limited passing ability that Kalen DeBoer was going to have with Jalen Milroe. Everybody on that offensive staff, Nick Sheridan included, understood the limited passing ability that we would have to, that would be one of the challenges that we accepted, right? But if this staff, who just produced a top 5 offense 2 years in a row, right? With a quarterback that fit their system. They go and they produce another top 10. And I believe in the SEC, we're top 5 offensively, production-wise. Even with the Oklahoma game only putting up 3 points, we still, offensive production-wise, our numbers are top 5. And I think we're still in the top 30. We're in the top 30 in the league with which are major offensive statistics. Nick shared his first year as an offensive play caller, calling the offense for a quarterback. He's not used to calling the offense for the style of quarterback. You have to think about it. And this staff was still able to produce a quality offense that gave you more chances, or you gave them more chances, and they gave you more chances than none to be in a lot of games this season. Put you at a 9-3 record. Solid first year to adjust with that. But you look at the limited passing ability, and this staff still decided to go with Jalen Milroe. But in my eyes, I believe Ty Simpson had the better arm. I believe he had the, I think he's the better arm talent. That's it. Not the better athlete, not the better decision maker. The better arm talent clearly went to Ty. But the staff also saw Dylan Lonergan, who was just still kind of raw, didn't assume the role or take command, but was a viable backup. Somebody that if we have to go to him, we feel like we could still run our full playbook. Austin Mack was still development, had some development traits he had to get rid of, issues and things that he worked out throughout practice, and you see his growth. So fast forward through the season, we see the results of the season. Ty Simpson comes in and makes some plays in some mop-up duty, right? We see everybody's continuing to hype him up, but we still haven't seen him unseat Jalen Milroe. And we fast forward to early signing day, and we have Keelan Russell. And there's some clips. I'm gonna run some clips in the background as we get this popped off. I want y'all to look at some of these clips. There's a certain thing I want y'all to pay attention with these clips. What Kalen DeBoer in this office wants to do at a high rate that they weren't able to do, they want to be able to get vertical with the ball. And everybody thinks vertical is just up and down. But in college football, vertical is crossers, right? Vertical is being able to get your double moves intact. Vertical is being able to get your switch releases in first phase. And you determine your ability, your efficiency level of getting vertical is how you can get DBs, your secondary, to open their hips, right? And in order to do that, you have to have a quarterback that is going to be accurate downfield more often than they are inaccurate. And that's what Jalen Milroe did. But what accentuates that is when the quarterback is able to get the ball out of his hands quick early in this phases of building that vertical game. Something Jalen Milroe struggled with heavily. He struggled with it heavily. And we didn't see it until like week 3, week 4 that he had some sense of it. And then we saw it return. It disappeared from weeks 5 through week 8, and then it kind of returned. And then we saw an Oklahoma game where he just kind of crapped the bed, and then the Auburn game, he played an immaculate game. So I look at it, and I look at what Keelan Russell does immaculately. He gets the ball downfield. He gets the ball vertical. He learned the touch. He throws guys open. He can throw guys astride. Deep crossers are there. The way he layers the ball, his touch, gives me reason to believe that this staff has a realistic projection to have him in QB1 competition coming into this spring camp. With Austin Mack with a realistic projection to be a viable backup. If Ty Simpson doesn't assume this role in the spring, I do not believe he will be the starter. And that for that reason, he won't be 1B. He will be QB3 on the roster. Austin Mack will be QB2. So Ty Simpson is going to have to take advantage of this spring and really showcase the ability to assume command, layer his passes the right way, and just literally separate from the true freshman quarterback who I believe is college ready, day one ready. Let's look at this pass right here. This is a few plays right here that I kind of just want to highlight with the future Alabama quarterback, which I believe is Keelan Russell. And I mean day one starter. This is my hot take for today. So check this out. And this is the play. This is the pass. They're gonna run it back. And you got a basically a 3-by-1 look. You got the H-back playing off.
And in this pass scale, you're going to see the vertical attack ability of the wide receiver. Something that he's used to is throwing to fast receivers. You got Decorian Moore, another 4-star, 4-star, or is Decorian is a 5-star, if I'm not mistaken. He's on this roster. And then you got 2 other 3-stars. One is a sophomore, and then he has a 4-star, I believe, a early ranked 4-star freshman on this roster. So he's not immune to not having talent around him. Got a 4-star running back, I believe, on a 3-star running back on the roster. You got 4-star offensive lineman, just everywhere you got quality talent. So he's used to playing with quality talent, high-end talent. I want y'all to look at the pass on this play. Look at how quick he identifies the coverage. So his thing is, and I want y'all to pay attention to something. I love how as soon as you see these DBs hips open up, he's already making his key. These DBs, and I hate flat-footed coverage for any secondary on the next level. Flat-footed coverage, there's no recovery speed for this young man's ball. 30, 40 yards down the field, there's no recovery speed for it. It's going to be rare. You need to be a legit 4-3. Your first 3 steps have to cover 12 yards. If not, you will get beat. He's not going to allow the safety to close on it. Safety hugging the seam, and he still is able to fit that ball in that vertical pattern, that vertical route. Leaking, and he holds you in the middle of the field just long enough. Look at him. Natural arm talent. Look at how he steps through, hip thrust, follow through. The form is there. Another thing I want to highlight too with Keelan Russell, 6'3". This young man might grow another 1.5 inches at the college level. He's not done growing. You look at his arm, I think he has like a 6'6" wingspan, very lanky, but he's not ectomorph build. He's not just skinny. He's a slim 185, but you can tell once he gets to Bama, that 190, 195 gonna look real good on him. This is a young man 2 years from now. He could be going to the NFL at 205. Frame is there. But there's a clip. I want to think it's at the end when we end the actual clips. But at the end, I think I got a freeze frame. Okay, there it is, right there. Look at this. This is post snap. Right? This is post snap. Let me go back to the end. I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'm gonna get off the screen just for a second. Post snap. And this is pre-snap. I'm sorry, pre-snap. You look at Keelan Russell right now. When they stand up, all of his offensive linemen are either below eye level or at eye level, meaning he has a very good vision of what to see downfield. Jalen Miro's 6'2", 6'1". Keelan Russell 6'3" right now. You've seen the picture with him and Jalen Miro. He's got that inch. He's got a true inch over Jalen Miro. I truly believe we have us a 6'4", 6'5" quarterback year 2. And Keelan Russell with a 6'6" wingspan, 195, 200. And that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And when you look at just the odds, Austin Mack 6'6", Keelan Russell 6'3", Ty Simpson 6'2", 6'1", 6'3", in that area 6'2". I've stood next to Ty. I'm a true 6'3". Ty's probably 2 inches shorter than me, but stocky, quality build. This is a quarterback room that has some quality in it. And who do we go to the portal and probably pull to create some depth? Because you're going to need a 4th guy. Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, they're going to want a 4th guy. Who do we go in the portal and kind of pull on this roster to kind of challenge that group? That's a question to be thought about, because this staff is going to stockpile talent. So that's just me. That's just me with my QB take. I think Keelan Russell comes in, barring injuries, and if he, and another point, and I'm going to cut this up because this is going to be part of my takes for Keelan Russell. We got our Smook Spotlight, Coach Smook Spotlight coming this week with all the recruits, the 2025 commits. But this is a system where Russell does a phase of Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan system at Duncanville. The vertical concepts, the patterns and matchups, especially with the formations and the way that they're teaching him to read it at that level, This is something that staff was passed down through, not necessarily Kalen DeBoer, but people who have developed this style of spread offense. And don't think that Keelan Russell is not adept or inclined with the knowledge of the RPO pass game. There are some clips when I do my review of Keelan Russell, his eyes tell me that he's comfortable with play action fakes, read option fakes, keeping his eyes where they're supposed to be. And for a young quarterback playing at that level and doing those small things consistently, those are part of mechanics too. We have a gym, and this guy's not going to take long. He's not shy in his abilities. He's not going to take long to be the future for Alabama. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open the phone lines, y'all. Let's go ahead and open the phone lines here on the Coach Smook Network. Get ready for the call-in segment here on the Coach Smook Call-in Show. Phone line is open right after this little intro. You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, y'all. Phone line is now open. We got our first call on the line. Let me see if I can catch him before. Okay, I missed the first phone call. 334, and it's not 325. I'm sorry. I got the wrong number in there. 334-625. I done put a whole nother number. I done gave out somebody's number. 1121. 334-625-1121. Go ahead and call in. Share your thoughts here on the Coach Smook Network. I want to hear your thoughts, man. Every conversation we've had this morning. Just want to hear your thoughts on it. Guys, hold on. I'm not getting feed. I got Zach on the line here. Let me see. We got Zach on the line. Let me make sure I got the right feed queued up. Routing. Why we not? Okay. Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You on the line. Talk to me. You in the game, brother.
What's up, Coach? I'm sorry I called in a little too quick.
Oh, nah, man, you good. That's on me. I didn't have the volume up, man. So I missed the whole ringtone. But glad to have you on the line, Zach. Talk to me, man. We in the game today, bro. We talking basketball. And Zach, you told me last time you watch a little hoops every now and then, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we got some hot college hoops going with Bama basketball ending the year, coming into the new year. I'm going to be on scene getting a lot of our coverage for the basketball coverage. But, Zach, I know this is a hot topic that you're ready to talk about. The future of Alabama quarterback. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on it? We got Ty Simpson. A lot of people believe that he's the presumed starter. I had thoughts of that. But after, early signing day, a lot of conversations I've had with those that are connected, I think there's a real plan to make this QB1 competition a real competition. And I believe if that's the case, not saying that it wasn't the case in the first place, but I believe if that's the case, Zach, Keelan Russell comes in as our starter against Florida State to kick off the season next year.
And I agree with you. But also, I could see Ty being the starter too if Keelan comes in and isn't ready, And like I said, I agree with you. I'm just looking at it from all sides. But even if Ty does become the starter, I think it's going to be a situation like Jalen Milroe last season under Nick Saban, where he'll be on a little bit of a short leash. He'll have the opportunity to win the starting job, and if he don't go out there and perform, then it'll be next man up.
Right. And I see Derek the Kinesis says, y'all better hope he can adjust to the college speed. You know what, Derek? I get you. There was a time and space in college football where college speed was college speed, but you got guys like Keelan Russell coming in, and this is just a history of college football recruiting when it comes to the college football quarterback. When you have highly touted Texas quarterbacks,
jump into the college football ranks, they do not struggle. And I hate to admit that because I was one that said, I don't care where you come from, but I have seen this not just for Alabama quarterbacks. Look at every Texas quarterback that has went to any major Power 5 school in the past 6 years and look at their performance. Texas and California quarterbacks, and it's becoming a little bit more consistent with Cali because we saw an age of California quarterbacks that came out. We got to experience Blake Barnett. Another Cali kid came out, highly overrated. You see the competition he played in high school. You don't see Keelan Russell playing against that level of competition in high school. This is a guy on any given Friday night, the team across from him may have 10 D1 Power 5 offered athletes. He's probably throwing against a top 20 in his state defensive back and a top 50 defensive back, or going against a top 50 nationally ranked defensive lineman every week in the level of high school football he plays at. So I think he's going to have ample amount of time showing up early and early, spring ball, and then fall camp. There's plenty of time for Russell to show his growth. And I don't think it's going to take long, man. Ty Simpson's arm is not stronger than Keelan Russell. I will tell you that right now.
And I agree with you, Coach. And not only is he going out and beating outperforming these players, I mean, Duncanville is blowing these teams out, and they have had some close games, but from the highlights I see, a lot of the highlights I've seen, a lot of them, the scores were like 56-3, 56-10, and these ain't no mediocre teams that they're going up against. Like you said, they have 10, 15 D1 athletes, offered D1 athletes,
right.
And so, I mean, if he's performing that well at the high school level against that kind of talent, what is he going to do? What is he going to be able to do on the college level? And I mean, it's scary to think that he literally could be Bryce Young 2.0, but with a better group of supporting coaching staff. So it's scary to think about, because Bryce Young was very talented. Obviously, he was the number one draft pick in his draft class, but the supporting coaching staff he had around him wasn't what Alabama wasn't capable of competing at the Bama standard. Let me put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so with Keelan Russell, with a supporting coaching staff that is able to compete at the Bama standard, is a very scary thing.
Mm-hmm. Facts. And I just look at what Alabama's doing in recruiting. When you look at the quality of guys, I don't think they've went in and got a bad batch of players. They were able to go and look at the 24 class and retain guys and keep the guys, and they were immediate impact. Every player that Alabama was able to keep in that 24 class, we saw that if they had to be on the field during meaningful game time and playing time and contribute, have an opportunity to contribute. And I mean, even guys like Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, we saw what they were able to do with their carries in mop-up duty, how confident they ran, how efficient they were in the scheme. Daniel Hill, I think people forget. I want to say it was South Carolina game. Daniel Hill came in third quarter, pass pro, perfect. Help complete a second down pass. Pass pro was there. Come in, Do your one play because Jam is hurt that game. Justice isn't giving you what you need. Richard Young is back, fighting back from injury. You got quality guys. You look at Keelan Russell. I don't think that he's going to have a problem. I just look at the production from the freshman class this year. I don't think Keelan Russell is going to have the pressure of being perfect. I think the staff has a great understanding of this style of quarterback compared to their understanding and their ability to scheme around the quarterback of Jalen Milroe's abilities, right? And for that reason, right, Keelan Russell will get I think he will have my confidence meter on a scale of 100, 0 to 100. My confidence meter of Keelan Russell being the starting quarterback against Florida State is at a solid 83. I'm at a solid 83% right now. Like I'm really and what's going to help me is when spring ball kicks off and we see not even how they march out, because Ty Simpson's going to march out first. Austin Matt's going to be second. Keelan Russell's going to be third. That's how the pecking order is going to be until Coach Kalen DeBoer says, "Hey, give me Russell," or give me 12. You know, whatever his number is going to be next season. So I'm excited to see it, man. Zach, final thoughts on just the trajectory for this Alabama QB race. Who do you feel like? I mean, just today, starting today, if you had to give your hot take, who's the starting quarterback going into the fall season against Alabama? I mean, against Florida State for Alabama. If you had to make a pick today, and why?
Keelan Russell, and the reason why is because, in my humble opinion, I think he's day one ready, and he's proven it on the high school level against highly talented competition.
Okay. And so that, Zach, I want to say thank you for calling in today, man. That was a quick 10 minutes, man. That was a quick 10 minutes. We've been trying to stick to this show, guy, and we've actually been doing a good job. So, Zach, appreciate you for calling in, man, and roll tide, my guy.
Roll tide, coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got another caller on the line.
Matthew Wheat.
To accept, press 1.
Yo, Matthew, what's up, man? You in the game, and it sounds like you're a first-time caller. Am I correct?
Yes, put me in the game, coach.
What's up, man? Welcome to the show, man, and thank you for calling and tuning in to the show. Glad to have you on the line. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I've got a question. Coming from the perspective of what's best for the college players, do you think that the transfer portal rules of being able to transfer and play right away basically is good for the college players as a whole?
Before I answer that, because you're a new caller, I want to get your thoughts on it, man, because I've shared my sentiments with the ability to do it. But I think every situation, if we're gonna be circumstantial, that's my basis. Let's create a circumstantial situation. If we're gonna open the portal, let's create circumstantial. But what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but the concern I have is that the vast majority of the players don't end up playing in the NFL. So the college degree for those players is a big deal.
Right.
And the more you transfer, the less likely it is for you to graduate. I know that from experience.
Yeah.
And the players, even the ones that don't decide to transfer, sorry, I'm getting nervous because I'm not used to being. You good, man.
Look, it's fine, bro. I'm glad I can hear you good. That's one thing we usually have problem with first time callers. They so nervous that they can't be heard. But chat, can y'all hear Matthew on the line? You doing good, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. And what's crazy is I'm more nervous than y'all, I guarantee it, because I'm such an animated and content creator type person. I just react. I don't necessarily think, and I don't want to scare people off. I want people to feel comfortable calling in. So, man, just talk, man. We got about 8 more minutes on the call. Just I feel you though. I feel you with your take. With college football overall, though, man, this is my plan. This is my plan when it comes to the portal, and this is just in the works. You know, I'm still running for a commissioner. So Matthew, if you care to give an imaginary vote for me for commissioner of college football. I will be running in the 2025 campaign. So you can easily support by dropping a like and a share on this stream. But other than that, when I think about it, man, portal, there needs to be a portal. I think players should be afforded. I think you have to be eligible for portal, meaning redshirt sophomore going into your junior year, or going into your redshirt sophomore year, or going into your junior year. That puts you in position, right? When you sign your national letter of intent, it should be a 2-year obligation off rip. You're talking about tax money, resources, all of this thing being used to pay for your education. We're losing the sight of education, the education factor when it comes to college football right now. That's one thing I think we're losing a grip on. And yeah, people say, well, I don't need education to go and catch a ball. Well, tell that to those players that didn't get to go to the NFL and catch a ball and don't have their degrees and are now 34, 35 years old, getting their degrees and needing those degrees to be solidified in whatever industry or whatever work they had to get into to take care of their families, whatever they accumulated post college football. I love the fact that you get an opportunity not to waste your value, but let's continue to teach and uphold the value of commitment when it comes to agreements, right? Because they have to do it at the NFL level, correct?
Right.
So when I think about that's where we have to start. Go ahead.
Right. And just even the players that don't want to transfer, that are committed to the program, some might get cut because someone transfers in and they're better and they have to transfer like despite what they want to or not because they lost their scholarship. And then, it's just harder to finish their degree. And then, vice versa, the person who does decide to transfer might, they're doing it at a detriment to their chances to graduate. And the vast majority don't make it to the NFL. I think like only 1% make it to the NFL. I could be wrong about that, but
2.3% of your players, I think it was 2.16 or 2.3, something like that, make it to the NFL from the college football ranks. And that's, you got to think, how many D1 players are on Alabama's roster on scholarship? I think it's like 85. And wow. and seven of those players entered the draft this year. 4 of them probably going to first round from Alabama, and then the other 3 are going to get drafted. That's a large percentage. That's a large number of that percentage of players going into the draft just from one team.
That's true.
So kids, there should be opportunity, especially NILs, for these athletes who are putting their lives on the line, willingly putting their lives on the line, but they're producing entertainment value. Same thing I'm doing. Same thing me and you are doing. We're creating entertainment value right now.
Right. And that's one perspective to look at it, and that's for our, fans' perspective, and from the perspective of media, it's better to have the transfer portal to make a better product on the field, like the better talent on the field. I'm just not sure if it's in the best interest of the college players as a whole. But I could be wrong about that.
Well, you have some valid statements with what you're saying, because and I will credit it to this. I'm gonna credit it to this. We come from a era of society where commitment actually meant something, and this kind of goes away from football talk, but it's real life. Commitment has a lot less value now in life in general. Commitment has a lot less value in our society in the United States than it did 10 years ago. Let's just be realistic. And
we're alienated from each other. Right.
And social media, internet, technology has made it to where we're okay with that. But what people have to realize is if you got it in society, what makes you think you're not going to have it in college football or the things that affect or are affected by society? And we have to.
Yeah,
I'm not saying embrace it. I'm just saying don't stress over it because you're going to work yourself up about something else that you have no control over. You know. And we just have to not embrace it, but kind of look at it from a standpoint and hold it for what its face value is. College football has become free. The transfer portal is college free agency. And until somebody steps up and tells the NCAA to shut up, worry about just keeping a label on us and keeping us in our conferences and let us deal with the money. Don't get the government out of it, right? Stop letting these money movers and lawmakers who ain't never played it down in their life, but they want to cheer for our school just because you contribute, willingly contribute, but they don't give you power, man. That should not give you power.
Yeah, whoever does it, I don't trust them to do it right or do it in the best interest of the players, and definitely not in the best interest of, the masses. And they'll probably shoehorn in things into whatever bill they write, that no one, the fine print that is bad for society as a whole.
Facts.
I don't trust them.
Me neither, man. And it's always, and it's going to take a unique group of people, because me and you, we may not, we don't know each other, but there are probably some things that I can say that you're going to agree with. There'll be some things that I say that you're going to disagree with. You will never satisfy everyone, but I do think there's a basis to where everything can be acceptable. And that's what our society has been built on since the beginning of time. We've continuously adjusted to what's acceptable. Going back to the beginning of American civilization, slavery. I can speak on slavery. It was accepted when we first got here, but it's not accepted anymore. It's actually it's frowned upon. And so guess what? We as a people, we allowed certain aspects of war.
I mean, honestly, it took a war.
It took a war, right? But even after the war, we allowed certain aspects of slavery untouched. You talk about sex trafficking. That's a form of slavery. You talk about the polygamy colonies and all that stuff, whatever that junk is called. Like that's a form of slavery when you try to take control of somebody's mind, or you make them feel that they can't control themselves. That's a form of slavery. And we accepted that until it became a issue and people became more vocal about it. And that's what college football is going to be. The more Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, USC, Michigan, all the blue bloods complain about a certain thing, watch how fast it change. Or if it doesn't change, watch how something different pops up and it becomes the next big thing. And once money gets pulled from something, you die. In today's day and age, you don't have no money backing you, you're dead. You're dead. So
now I have something to say about the NIL.
Go ahead.
So first of all, I think the players should get paid. They are exploited for the product that the value that they produce. The schools and entertainment industry make, not necessarily you, but the industry makes
we do
more
too.
money.
We do too.
Players.
We do too. I have a young man right now that plays on Alabama roster. You might be familiar with him, Rock Montgomery. One of my highest viewed shows is when I have Rock Montgomery on my show. Indirectly, that affected me, right? Directly affected me, but the indirect benefit was having Rock Montgomery on the show. People want to connect with
they should have the freedom to do that.
Right. And they should have the right to do that. And that's why I say it's a scary day and age for the content creators on YouTube who think that they're going to be able to sustain without building relationships and just speaking on their perspective. Like I'm putting clamps on the game right now, man. These boys are my boys. You know what I'm saying? These are my sons and nephews out there. Like, that's how I feel. Not just at Alabama. I'm talking about across the nation. Any player I get in contact with, and that's important. And that's what these players are looking for. A lot of them, they're not just chasing the bag. Any coach and staff that could say, man, you're important to me, and we're going to give you a realistic opportunity to make something of yourself if you come here right now. We're not waiting. We're not talking about next year. We're talking about right now. That's what's making NIL and the portal look so bad. And it's not their fault. It's not the university's fault. It's the people who make the rules that said, go ahead and do it. They didn't say how to do it. They said, go ahead and do it. Talk to whoever. When they say they leaving, you gotta talk to them. As a matter of fact, if we suspect you of talking to them during the season, unless we can prove it or somebody come out and show us, we cool with it. We just want y'all to continue to move this money for us. That's what it looks like right now.
Right. And I think one issue with the whole that makes us a conundrum, basically, with the NIL, like,
conundrum, big word. Hold on, hold up. I gotta give you a horn for big word. Well, you try to look at Matthew talking about he nervous. He on the line using big words, talking about he nervous.
I'm calmed down now.
Man, you don't get off that easy. You on the Coach Smook Network. You don't get off that easy. Conundrum. I haven't used that word all year.
I got more coming for you.
Okay, let's go. I got a big wordologist on the stream, y'all. We got one in the family. You need to get your wristband. We got a big wordologist. Somebody designate Matthew. Once you get in the chat, Matthew, make sure you say this is Matthew from the phone line on YouTube. Make sure, and we're gonna make sure we tag him. Chat. Make sure we tag Matthew. So we got our big wordologist in the chat. We finally found one to help me out, to help me expand my vocabulary. So when it's time to debate, I can use big words like Ty Hayes. Shout out Ty Hayes.
All right. Well, I got more for you. So it's a conundrum because we know that the players are workers, essentially. They're creating value for their employers, essentially, which is the school and media. Like that. Basically, we know that's what it is.
Right.
But legally speaking, they can't be workers because they're students and they're like getting a scholarship. Like that's how the system is set up. Like that's how it's supposed to work. And so there's an irreconcilable contradiction there where they are workers, but they're legally not allowed to be workers.
Yep.
So it's like, do you do revenue sharing where the players get paid like just based on the revenue? Do you pay them all equally? That doesn't really make sense because the players should still have freedom to work with advertisers. In my opinion, definitely players should have the freedom to do that. Do you pay them differently based on position? That won't really work because how do you players change position and play multiple positions?
Right.
So I don't know. I really don't have the answer.
And
I think it's irreconcilable.
There won't be an answer until you start to make steps towards finding a solution. And it's not just because I like the effect of it because, and this is gonna be the closing statement, man. You the first caller on today to go over the time, which is good. That's not a bad thing. When you take it over time, outside of Zach and some of our normals, if you take it over time, that means you're doing good. So chat, y'all show that boy Matthew some love. But I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let you get a final statement. If you look at the way that the college football landscape is forever changing, you have to take steps towards trying. Now, I will give college football this. You took a step in the right direction. You're getting the players paid. Let's not stop that. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. But
I agree.
Let's take a lot of this power away from the people who don't matter. If they're not making the decisions on the field, if they're not putting their bodies on the field, if they're not the ones that's directly affecting these young men, meaning your development staff, your player personnel staff, your recruiting analysts. I mean, to some extent, your coverage, your team reporting, your housed reporting and team coverage, right? You have to hone those things in, the things that's closer to the organizations. And then as you see those organizations, the powers to be, hone in and they get on the same page outside of what the NCAA is forcing them to do, that's when we'll see the change. And that's a task. That's a tall task, but you have voices in the college football landscape that can create that, and people will reason. As much as coaches hate playing against Nick Saban can walk in the room and say some things, and a lot of coaches who are staffed as head coaches right now, and a lot of your athletic directors who are athletic directors right now, they will listen to a lot of the things, and they will have more to add to it. So I think we're in
we're in the worst spot that you can be in to be set up for the perfect 2-3 year plan to really get this thing under control. I don't see it happening in 26. We can start seeing glimpses of it 27. We can see it try to be implemented in 28. And 2029, that class of 2029, there will be a different structure of how NIL. We'll be talking about their NIL offers and deals along with who's offering them. It'll be Alabama's offering Isaiah Hines, you know, as a quarterback for, you know, his 2-year agreement, $150K for 2 years. I said Isaiah Hines, that's my son, y'all. Y'all be on the lookout for 2029 prospect. I'm gonna be getting my boy ready. We're gonna have him ready. We're gonna try to get him up there. We won't have Nick Sheridan in 5 years. I don't think we'll have Nick Sheridan in 2029. We've been in transitions because those guys, this staff, they won't be around long. But yeah, Matthew, final thoughts, man. That's my thoughts on NIL portal. Just the basis to get it back together. You got to start at foundation. It starts with the programs and the ADs, and you can start growing from there.
Well, yeah, I think there has to be cooperation between, you know, powerful schools and just the schools in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, and the staff and the players are making progress. They're young. And the system has to be fixed because I think that there's a lot of problems. There's like lawsuits and things like that, and it might lead to lockout, and we might lose college football if it doesn't get fixed.
Right,
That's
man.
all I got.
That's crazy, right? Like we could actually lose college football, and it's going to, and I said this at the beginning of the show. I know you said you just tuned in. I said this at the beginning of the show. College football is going to turn into the Junior Pro League. It might not be the exact name of it, but that's what college football is becoming as we speak. It's becoming a Junior Pro League. If we don't put parameters and put some bars around this thing, some guardrails around it, it's becoming a Junior Pro League. And I don't think we're going to enjoy a Junior Pro League.
Yeah, we just have to preserve what's special about college football, like culture and stuff like that, that's developed over hundreds of years. American football started with college, and everything else is an analog to it.
For sure. Well, Matthew, man, I appreciate you for calling in. Your first time calling in on Coach Smook Network. Hopefully, I get that subscription from you. Hopefully, we can get you to join the AAA family and become a supporter. You subscribed already?
To the YouTube channel.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, my guy. And we do it.
I appreciate yourself.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. How'd you find me? I forgot to ask that. I want everybody. We like.
Well, I was listening to other YouTube channels that you were on last year, and so I was already familiar with you. And then one of your live streams came up during I think something to do with recruiting, and I think after the Auburn game, and I resonate with your frustration with Fairweather fans. How can you say you're a fan, but Alabama doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs after they lost to Oklahoma? Like, okay, we had a bad day, but like it's like they're young players. Like it's inconsistent. A lot of teams are inconsistent, and just saying they don't deserve to be in the playoff. The word deserve is loaded. Like, it's just an opinion, and it's also relative to all the other teams. Like, you're still stuck in last year where there's only 4 teams, and now there's 12, and Alabama is better than SMU. They're better than a lot of other teams. And to me, in my opinion, that makes them deserve to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you think they deserve is your opinion. And if you don't think they deserve it, then take off your Alabama hat and your Alabama hoodie and give it to someone who can.
Matthew bringing that heat today, y'all. Listen, first call. This ain't no first time calling. This somebody else disguised to be a first time caller because he literally just brought that AAA energy. He brought that shut up, Fairweather fans. We ain't got time to hear none of that. It's okay to be bad sometimes. It's not okay to be bad, but when we're bad, it's not the end of the day. It's not the end of everything.
Right.
Like, we've seen our team be good more times than they've been bad. And how do we expect them to get better if they are bad, if we're not supporting them and encouraging them to get better? Like, imagine telling your son after he peed in the bed, you little pissy little bastard, you
You ain't never gonna sleep in another clean bed because you can't stop peeing in the bed. You know what that boy gonna do? He gonna keep peeing. He gonna be scared.
He's gonna be frustrated.
And then guess what he gonna do? The older he get, he gonna try to find ways to hide it. He's gonna find ways. And there's never a real issue being fixed. What I am glad about this staff, bro, and I'm gonna have to let y'all. What I am glad about this staff is there are issues that they are not sitting. They're not hiding anything. They did a great job putting the best product out there, what they had to offer, what they were handed, and what they were able to piece together before the season kicked off. 9-3. Opportunity to play in a bowl game. We're going against Michigan, a team that got the best of them last year as far as the team as a brand. When they were at Washington, a team that got the best of us last year. This is the perfect type of emotional aspect you want to add to the staff to turn the page and say, hey, we can win doing it my way. And I think we're going to see a glimpse of that coming up against Michigan. But again, Matthew, thank you for calling in, man. You were definitely on point. You got some great feedback. People got you. Got some energy for you in the chat, man. Definitely pull up next time we had a phone call segment and you check in, bro.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Great call from the guy, Matt. First time caller. Y'all about to listen. Y'all know how we do, man. We love it. Anytime we get new faces in the community, we want them to feel welcome. Thank y'all for supporting the network today, y'all. Y'all really doing it. Y'all really doing it. Appreciate y'all. Let me see what we got on the schedule because we definitely over our time. Well, we're coming up on our closeout, so that ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I want to give time for one more phone call if possible. We got enough time for another 5 minute phone call if we can get one in the next minute. More time for another. Got time for another 5-minute phone call. So if you want to get on the phone line, 334-625-1121 here on the Coach Smook Network. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach. We got you here for a 5-minute phone call. 5-minute phone call. QB competition. What's the future Alabama quarterback situation? Talk to me. Be interesting to seeing the viewership numbers on the games. I do think Bama and Michigan will bring it. I don't know because I'm looking at ticket sales. This is one of the lowest ticket sales for Bama fans in years. So a lot of people are not, a lot of fair weather folks that will usually travel regardless of the game, they're not traveling this year. And then also it's in Florida. I want to go because it's in Florida. And y'all got to remember playoffs start this weekend. We got first round of playoffs starting this weekend. So we get to talk about some college football later on in this week. We coming back next season. Revenge tour is coming. Yes, sir. 100%. Greg McKinney coming with the flames for my guy, Matthew. Dang, I missed the call in. I bet it was fire. It was all right. It was good. Zach and my guy Matthew, we had a new caller call in. Hey, y'all, we ain't getting no co-sponsors on today's stream, but that's fine, man. Make sure we got the shares. We got our likes? Let me make sure we hit our like goal. Make sure we do our shout outs before we get out of here. We didn't see Kareem in the chat today. We didn't see a lot of our normals, man. Y'all make sure y'all let everybody know. We back on schedule. Last week we took a break because we knew people were gonna be crying about the portal, man. All these folks crying about the portal. You got content creators saying Alabama is done and all of this other stuff. A mass exodus. Shut up. All y'all crying. Listen, I don't even have a fair weather fan report today. I got a fair weather fan alert. I got a fair weather fan rant that I want to get into. Let's get into it, man. I know y'all enjoy these. I ain't did one of these in a few shows. I think it's due. I think it's time because it's about the portal. So, and y'all can blame and thank Matthew on the last phone call for this. What's going on, everybody? I'm back here with your Fairweather Fan Report. On today's show, we don't necessarily have a report. We have findings that we will continue to digest and investigate, right? That we will be reporting later on in the week. But today, this is our rant. This is our weekly kickoff Fairweather Fan Alert. And I want y'all to listen real closely here. All of this fair weatherness that's popping up, like it's so crazy to see Bama fans
One day they're mad that we have a chance to get in the playoffs. The next minute you're mad that we're not in the playoffs. And then the next minute you're mad because we're getting a bowl game. But then the next minute you're mad, you're happy that we're playing against Michigan. But then the next minute you're mad that Jalen Miro and a lot of the seniors have opted to play into the game. But last year, when Florida State had guys opting out, you talk crap about them not showing up to play in the bowl game. You talk trash about Mike Norvell not going and being able to get Florida State players after going undefeated in the regular season and saying that they deserve to be in the playoffs. You talk trash about Mike Norvell and the Florida State Seminoles, right? Not showing up and playing. And then you turn around this very next season, not even a full 12 months later. You couldn't even make it out the year good before you start getting mad at players for doing the very thing you trash the other players for not doing. Like, talk to me, Fairweather fans. That's a sure sign of Fairweatherism. A bunch of goofies, and these are people who are on panels. These are people who are on panels that are crying about Caleb Odom leaving in the portal. How many receptions did Caleb Odom have this past season? Talking about he was underutilized. How many pancake blocks did Caleb Odom have? When Ryan Williams or when Jeremy Bernard was coming across on the jet sweep, how many? Let's talk about how many blocks Caleb Odom missed. Let's talk about Kobe Prentice causing or being the reason why the interception was thrown to Ryan Williams on the wide receiver quick screen. 2-on-3. All you got to do is get a half decent block on them, and you see. But everybody wants to blame Milroe and Nick Sheridan and all of this. No, look at the full picture, you Fairweather fans, man. Bear Burner, legend. Who else? Kangaroo Black. All y'all Fairweather fans that be up and down with your fandom. That junk is an embarrassment to the real fans out here. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. Like, for real. Why? Why cry? Why cry? We're 9-3 with the first year under Kalen DeBoer. He didn't get handed the number one roster in college football. Yes, talent was there. Experience was gone. This guy lost 17 players to the portal, transfer portal. He lost 11 to the draft. Had to rebuild a whole new staff, and he ends up 9-3. I think Kalen DeBoer will be the first 10 wins. I think at Alabama, he'll be the second coach to go into his first season and win 10 games. I think he'll be the second coach. I want to say Perkins was number one, if I'm not mistaken. What's good, Willie? My big brother, Willie McMillan. Man, understand the executive security, one of our sponsors, is popping in. What's up, Willie? Online's still open. I might take the show to 3 hours. I feel good. Again, if you want to be a co-sponsor on today's stream, it's easy. Tell me about it, though. Fairweather fans, give me your reason. Give me your reasoning for some of the craziness and the antics that you all spew. Why? Like, it's one thing to go and watch film and point out things and intricacies and small little things that you could point out and say, okay, this was wrong here. But to go and say, this player ain't it, or this coach can't call a game. He called a game good enough 9 times out of the year. 9 times out of the 12 he done called. Got a call on the line.
Call from.
This was Rashawn. Put me in the game, coach.
Uh-oh, Rashawn got something to say.
Accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Yo, Rashawn, what's up? You in the game? Talk to me, big dog.
What's up? I just joined on your own live just now. I ain't know, cause I'm like, what's going on now? I'm like, what he fussing at? I said, let me see what's going on.
What's up, man? Talk to me, big dog.
You were talking about a fair weather fan. I was just trying to see what's going on so I can be on top.
Oh,
so
listen, that is just I'm trying to figure out the logic behind it. So I think I'm gonna take this off season, and I'm gonna back off the fair. What psych? Yeah, listen. Ain't no way I'm backing off no fair. Y'all fair weather fans piss us off because this is what they do, Rashawn. So you remember last season when Florida State went undefeated, they lost their starting quarterback. They went against their Louisville in the conference championship game. They struggled to win that one. Committee says y'all don't deserve it because y'all lost your starting quarterback. We don't like the matchups if y'all get in. Y'all not one of the best 4 teams. They go and they lose to Georgia by 60, right? Because they can't get nobody on their team to show up. We had so many fans in the Alabama fan base dogging Mike Norvell, talking about how trash Florida State was because they won't show up to play their bowl game. If it's a game to be played, they need to be playing it. All this. But I have content creators and panelists and analysts who are on their shows live. And we got a team working to get it. So before y'all start trying to block it and put members only comments and all this other stuff that y'all doing, we're going to get the clip. You can't stop us from screen recording it. And I know you want them views. I know you want them clicks. You want the media clicks. So you're going to say you're going to say what's going to get the people emotional reaction. You're not going to be real. You're not going to talk realistic. You're not going to give a realistic projection and keep a fan base supportive of the team. So we put all that out there, and then we say, you sit there and you say Jalen Miro shouldn't play, or we need to replace this coach after a 9-3 record, bro. You know what Billy Napier and Mike Norvell would do for a 9-3 record? A staff that can help them produce a 9-3 record. Go ahead, Rayshawn. That's where we at with the Fairweather fans. We're trying to help. We're trying to understand the logic of a Fairweather mind.
See, the problem is, I think we're forgetting, like what you just discussed. And I had a discussion with my brother and my dad this weekend about the wide receivers, right? Since you were talking about Caleb Odom, I asked this question. I said, when was the last wide receiver for Alabama? I'm talking about been recruited by Nick Saban, right? The last wide receiver who been that productive before Ryan Williams came there. And we can throw Brooks in there. Was actually productive every game. It was John Mechie. And nobody gonna mention that. I said, then this is why I break it down. Listen up. I said the transfers outplayed tight ends, we talking about tight ends and receivers. Outplayed most of Nick Saban recruits. We can name Jalen Williams. I said James. I think it's his name, but my bad. Jermaine Burton, Jared Bernard. If I miss something, you can let me know.
Right.
CJ and the boy from Washington.
Cuevas. We haven't lost an impactful target in the wide receiver room. And what I'm gonna say to continue your point, I've seen spurts from Rico Scott and Amari Jefferson and Jaron Hamilton with their reps on field, and if they got an opportunity, they would be just as effective. I miss Cole Adams more than anything. Emmanuel Henderson is still here. Like we still got the guys that were producing. The only one that I believe hurts is Kendrick Law in the receiving court. Kendrick Law is the one that hurts because you kind of lose that explosiveness.
I'm asking a question on that. Since you brought up Kendrick Law. Kendrick Law had not been utilized since Nick Saban was there either. And I can't really blame Kendrick Law for leaving because everybody want to blame Caleb Boyd for not using him. I said, I can't really blame him for that because he been there for, 3 years, right?
3 years, man.
And you can't blame him for something if it even, plus everybody forget, we had maybe two or three bad offensive coordinators. Well, hurt Jalen develop, but in a way, well, I wouldn't say Nick Sherritt's a bad coordinator. I wouldn't say that. But you had two bad offensive coordinators that really didn't do Jalen nothing or the wide receivers. And if you lose that production, you're going to lose players like that. So everybody want to point the fingers at Nick Sherritt, but forgetting we had two bad offensive coordinators. It hurt our recruit. You could be proven wrong when I said that, but I feel like it hurt our recruit development of wide receivers we needed to do. And that's why a lot of guys were leaving. So now Caleb Boyd got to clean up a lot of stuff what Nick Saban did. And a lot of people going to look me crazy when I said, why are you blaming Nick Saban? I'm not blaming Nick Saban. What I'm saying is everybody forgetting it was rumors out there this man retired. So it did hurt recruiting a little bit of guys we wanted. Yes, we did have the number two, and number one class out there, but certain guys we should have got, we missed out. And then now you're seeing JoJo Arrow is transferring for TCU. What do they tell you about Nick Saban recruiting with wide receivers? They're not panning out like we wanted to. Only one who panned out so far recently is Brooks to go into the NFL. He
Right.
had a really good season this year, and we maybe throw in slightly. What his name is? Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond kind of did okay.
No,
too.
ain't
He
no
had a decent-
Isaiah Bonds. Let's get it right. Everybody left Alabama in the past 2 years has went elsewhere and found systems because they weren't attracted to a Coach Saban brand. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing with everybody that's leaving now, and that's offensively. Offensive guys have left Alabama and had great production. Only one I think has, and I mean original Alabama guys. I ain't talking about Malik Benson. He don't count. He wasn't an original Alabama guy. He was a transfer. He came out the JUCO portal. JUCO, and he never produced. He went to Florida State. Still same type of production, same drop syndrome. But I look at guys like Roydell Williams, injuries at Florida State, and Florida State offensive line was garbage. My boy Roydell did the smart thing. He was never going to be a first round, second round back. Roydell was going to go fourth round, fifth round. Roydell said, let me get another year of NIL deals. Who going to pay me the most? I done did enough for Bama. Roydell and Jace were a big part of our success last year. Jace with the clutch catch at the end of the A&M game. Jace with the big run in the, I believe, what game that was? Missouri game last year. You had Roydell carried the running back room for how many games while everybody was injured? Like, we had a team of guys last year that was not going to fit in. Look at the scheme we ran. Who last year on last year's team would have fit the offensive scheme this year? Amari Neblack, maybe?
I would say maybe Chase a little bit because his running style, because catch out the backfield.
Jace McClellan was going to the draft regardless. Like his time was last year. I'm just saying, like, if the guys that are in college football this year who left Alabama last year, if they are the ones that are in college football this year had stayed at Alabama, where would they really have played? You had Sean Murphy on the defensive side. He goes to Florida State. He's doing good. But Trey Amos, he's the only one. Christian Story, the rest of them guys, they left. Jake Pope back in the portal. Jake Pope was a shoe. Jake Pope messed up because he was really in front of Bray Hubbard. Like, he could have been in Bray Hubbard position. So this is
a lot. It's a lot of guys could have benefited off that defense, but they was too fast to just jump in the portal.
But to get back on point, Rayshawn, this is what I want fans to realize. These fair weather fans realize you around here complaining about portal entries, and these are guys that literally they haven't made any crazy impact. Jaheim Otis, Miles McVay, and I'm not throwing shade. These are guys that just did not pan out this season. Why are we tripping? Justice Haynes, as good as he is, he did not make a great impact this season.
The crazy about it, when you said that, I told a couple people that. They got mad at me when I told them that. I said, you tell me right then, what Justin Haynes, because you brought this up last week, because you said, who you would pick, Young or Justin Haynes? I said back, when you said that, I said back all weekend, just thought about it. I said, he makes it. Because
and this was before for everybody that's watching the show Rubbernecking. I was making these comments before the official announcement. Anybody that's in my personal circle knows I talked about Justice Haynes leaving before the Auburn game. I got a friend. I don't know if he's watching right now. Douglas Harrell. Me and Douglas Harrell on Iron Bowl, the day of the Iron Bowl before kickoff. Y'all seen where I was at Iron Bowl with my daughter. I'm sitting there talking about Justice Haynes entering the portal and going to Ohio State. That's the best move for Justice Haynes. He's going to get his 18 plus carries a game at Ohio State.
Because he may end up turning out better than the two running backs they have now.
I mean, Judkins is gone after this season. Judkins came back to solidify his draft stock. Injuries helped him because he came back and was still able to make an impact. You got Henderson. Henderson's gone. Both of those guys are gone. Justice Haynes is stepping into the perfect situation.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, because I said and thought about it. When you said Young, I was like, Young and Miller, if Miller stay back, if Young and Miller and you, both of them together, that's what we were missing. And y'all see, it's not. See, the problem is everybody said we had a lot of running game. Jam needed somebody who could really get him going too. Justin wasn't that. I hate to tell people Justin wasn't that guy because that's what we're missing. Because if you had that 1-2 punch, it'll get Jam going.
And we,
Can
we needed
you look at
Richard
the
Young
Tennessee
healthy.
game?
We saw it early
Yeah.
on before Richard Young got injured in week 2. We saw them kind of leaning towards giving Richard Young those second load of carries. And I think we never got to see. And to Justice's defense, let's do this. To Justice's defense, I think Miro took a lot of carries out of the running back room as a whole. I think Miro's lack of understanding in how to read the read option in the run game took a lot of carries out of the running back room as a whole, but it did not affect the production because this run game numbers may not say it, but the yard per carry, that's one thing I want y'all to, at any point in time, you always go and look at a yard per carry average. It's going to tell you what can happen for your offense at any given time, or most likely to happen on the average. And anytime you're at that 5, you right around 5.1, 4.7 to 5.3, you're in a good position as an offense. The volume of carries was just not enough. So we're going to see, in my opinion, with this staff, is going to help shut the fair weather fans up, because you're going to see a staff operate with personnel and skill sets that they're used to. They came in and said, here go the car. We don't got our new parts don't get into next year. So we got to drive this car around this first 10 months with what they gave us. And it's a good car.
Yeah,
it's a good car, but it do need some tune-up. It clearly wasn't the best car. It didn't win the race last year. It came close. And we got it.
About it.
Go ahead.
Oh, the crazy about what you mentioned that, I was telling the Fairweather fans this year. I said, what would you do? You don't have a lot of experience in most of your positions. I said, what? I said, I'm kind of glad for this team. I was actually happy more this year than I was last year. I was miserable last year because we had all that talent and we still didn't win a national championship with all that talent. This year team, I feel like I felt more confident about this team. Even with the losses we had some bad things were going on, but at the same time, I felt like the team was still together because they still trying to prove people wrong. And you have a lot of young guys, and that's what everybody wasn't looking at. And what was pissing me off about the Fairweather fans, they not thinking these guys, and most like either Robinson and them, most of them new positions. They had to learn a new position.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them first time playing, and everybody forgetting that. What's the way to find K Womack? K Womack is probably the best coordinator we had since probably 2017. Can you tell me since 2017 who was a better coordinator since then? Y'all love to bring up Kirby, Jeremy Pruitt. They not here anymore.
Hey, you know what's crazy though?
He's the closest thing. Go ahead.
You know what's crazy though, Ray Sean? And we got about 2 minutes left. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Okay.
And I think I ruffled some feathers. I said, y'all keep complaining about getting Jeremy Pruitt and Kirby Smart and all these other people, Kevin Steele and all these other coordinators. Look at what Alabama's offense limited fans. I want y'all fans to take these words. These are not my words. I'm taking your words for this part of the statement. All you Fairweather fans, look what Jalen Milroe, the running back at quarterback, did to Georgia, Kirby Smart, top 10 ranked defenses 2 years in a row. And we want that defense to come to Bama. We want that style of play calling to come to Bama with the amount of offenses that we see continuing to just look at what Ole Miss did to Georgia. Look at what Texas did to Georgia in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these teams, they figured it. The offensive side of the ball is really was carrying college football. And the defense is there's a new wave, and space eating defenses, space conversion defenses are the way to go. It's hard to get a lot of pressure with space eating defenses. If you can get a good mix up of players and personnel they put out there to where you can get pressure with 4, pressure with 3, and you could shut down the pass game, you could drop 8, go mix up man and send half pressure and throw a man zone look over top and man underneath. You're doing something. You have athletes who are smart, but they're also super talented. You're not going to have that in NIL anymore. It's going to be more spread out. So you're going to see a lot of space eating defenses that want to converge and keep everything in front of them. And for that reason, that's going to be part of the reason why you see the offensive numbers continue to grow, but it's going to become the norm. So giving up 110 yards rushing a game is not going to be a bad thing in 3 years. Giving up 200 passing in a game is not going to be a thing in 2 years, in 3 years. It's not going to be a bad thing. That's going to be the average across college football because that's what the game is becoming.
the crazy about it, Smook, we actually, a lot of people don't understand I feel like the defense actually played better than last year.
Oh,
A lot of people give
100%.
it great.
The turnover
Everybody gonna
numbers
give
will
it
tell you
when I
that.
say that. They did because it been times we actually in the first half. Everybody forgetting this. In the first half of our team last year on defense gave us so much yardage. Even the Tennessee game,
We averaged giving up 17 points in the first half last year. This year, 9.8 first half points.
Right.
9.8.
Right. And everybody told me we need to finish better. I said that team barely finished last year. I said it was on the game. I really said we really dominated career. It's probably Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. I said we didn't really dominate at all. Even with y'all saw say Kevin Steele is the best coordinator. Even the guys we had last year, man. At this, the way y'all get Kevin the boy and K1 man, y'all should have had that same energy last year.
For Kevin Steele and Nick Saban, the GOAT,
right?
And supposed to be one of his first, the ones that were part of, like Kevin Steele when he was at Auburn did amazing things as the defensive coordinator. And last year, Tennessee. I mean, if Tennessee had if Joe Milton had an inkling of composure, that's another Josh. The same thing with Hooker from the year before. Like people stop. They move the goalposts to fit their narrative and to fit their arguments. I look at the facts. The same thing that I was telling my bros, Coach Sean and Janston last year with defensive scheme. I was telling them the offense is really changing. It's evolving every year. Defense is playing catch up. Defensive coordinators at the college level had the hardest job because there's such a mix of NFL and high school concepts being applied at the college level. You don't know how to game plan. You might come in expecting these eccentric, these extravagant schemes, and they come out running this crazy 3-key spread read option on you. And that's what eats your defense up because they haven't had to do that since freshman 8th grade year of Pop Warner. You know what I'm saying? Or high school ball. So
you know what make it embarrassing? My bad. I ain't mean to cut you.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you. You know what make it embarrassing about the defense last year? It was more veterans on that defense and the secondary. And we got less veterans this year and more freshmen on defense this year. And they actually did better than the ones who actually in the NFL right now. Let that be in mind you about that whole secondary. Secondary was like, they had some trouble, but they manned up at the end of the year. They should have when they game plan, they was on it. Was on it this year. But man, Miami to cut you off, my fault. I just thought.
No, you good, man. I was about to let you get your closing statement, man. We about to end up. We about to close the show out right here on your closing statement, my guy.
But my closing statement is gonna be like everybody need to calm down about the transfer portal because because everybody's talking about, oh, why we not getting no guys? Why we not getting this? No, because I feel like they trying to get some guys who actually fit their system. Because I feel like they ain't just trying to get anybody. It's like, y'all got to think about that. It may be a guy, y'all like, why they getting this guy from Western Michigan? He might be good. Y'all don't understand that. These guys out here is actually good. They just in a smaller school. It's all about system now. That's all college football now. It's going to be system. You can't just fit anybody in any place now. You got to have, you trying to win, you got to get some guys that fit. It's almost like NFL now.
Right.
You got to get some guys fit your system. So that's my closing statement.
For sure, Rayshawn. Well, I appreciate you for calling in as always, man. And you already know how we do on the Coach Smook Network, man. Roll Tide and be blessed on the rest of your day, bro.
All right, you too.
All right, man. Y'all, that's the Fairweather Fan. We had a phone call for the Fairweather Fan alert here on the Coach Smook call-in show. Right after this little infomercial break, we're going to come back and we're going to close the show out. Thank y'all for being here today. Game time comment section coming up as we close out here on the Coach Smook Network. Don't forget, if you want to be a co-sponsor on today's stream, we still got a few minutes to get these super chats in. Y'all know I ain't begging, but I have to say it. We are in a bonus. We are in the middle of a bonus here on the Coach Smook Network. So we've hit our 50 like goal again. Y'all continue to just, man, listen. This is my real goal. Like every stream, if we don't hit but one goal every stream, y'all, 50 likes is always the target. I'm trying to find my banner. Can't find it. Shout out to, where'd it go? Here we go. 50 likes. Shout out to the 50 likes. Got our 50 likes in the chat, y'all. 50. There we go. 50 likes in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for supporting. How many we got? Actual. Let me see. Let me count them. Got 61 total on the stream, but we hit our 50 like goal. So thank y'all for doing that. And when we come back from this little infomercial break, again, this is thanking you all for being members of the AAA family and giving a shout out to our sponsors. We'll get into our game time comment section, Q&A. Last 5 minutes of the show, I just answer questions as they come up. Hip fire questions. Y'all ask questions. I'll get my thoughts and we'll end the show. All right. On the Coach Smook Network. Thank y'all for enjoying this little fair weather fan alert. And after this, y'all already know what's coming. Welcome. First of all, I just want to say thank you for joining the AAA family. By doing so, you have committed to supporting this channel monetarily, and for that, I could not thank you enough. I'm glad that you saw fit to contribute to the growth of this network, and because of that, you have access to all the behind the scenes content that we're going to be placing on this channel, backstage access to all the vlogs, VODs. We got all types of content. You will have early access to it. Also, any event that you see come out with outside with Coach Smook or anything sponsored or partnered with Coach Smook, it will be preferred, and we will all make sure that we're all taken care of. This community is going to continue to grow. Don't miss out on any opportunities to network. We have other content creators. We have business owners. We got entrepreneurs. This is Coach Smook Network because we believe in networking. We want to uplift the community. So thank you for contributing to helping that mission, seeing that goal. And that's really what we're here for, right? We're here to uplift and continue to grow. So thank you for all your contributions and welcome to the family. AAA SOS.
Leandre Gota Tejus.
All right, y'all, before we get out of here today, I definitely want to leave y'all with some words of encouragement today. I think we have an opportunity to impact our community as college football begins to wind down and we transition to the off-season setting. I want to take a moment to encourage y'all. I put a message in our Discord yesterday morning on my way to church, just kind of encouraging people to put their mental health and their spirituality, their physical, and everything first. Before doing anything, you always got to keep God first. First of all, that's what you keep first. But you also just need to remind yourself that in order to be a solid person or to be a supporter for anybody, you have to have yourself together, right? You have to be into it. So I wanted to encourage y'all today. I got a scripture that I want to share with y'all. It was part of my morning devotional. And this is one that I like to use to encourage myself. And I was surprised that it came up as my morning devotional, but this is one that I like to reference when I get down, and I'm gonna put this on the stage real quick. And it says in Psalms 28:7, it says, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him, and He helps me. My heart leaps for joy, and with my song I praise Him." And I want to ask you all something with that scripture. Like, any of y'all ever been in a situation where you needed help? You know, you remember that relief, that sigh of relief, that sudden sense of joy that you felt. But we always like to look at the after effect. We don't like to take into account what actually what actually was what it took to get to that point, right? We don't like to really expound on what it takes to get to the joy, to get to the happiness, right? And the scripture said, the Lord is my strength and my shield. And for you all that know what a shield is, you can't, if you run a real shield, and let's just think back to the time of the Bible days. If you carrying a shield, your shield was heavy. It was usually iron, steel, something of that nature. Sometimes, I mean, early on you had concrete, right? But it was something heavy. It required strength to carry it. It required strength to carry something that protected you, right? That was supposed to protect you. So it's not and the Bible speaks on this many times about God being a shield for the people who trust and believe in him, right? And I don't want to put no names to God. I believe in Jesus, you know. I believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ. But for all inclusive purposes, because I love everyone and I don't want anybody to be turned away from the word of the Lord, right? The strength it needs to carry your shield. You build that strength up. It requires you start building up your endurance. You start building up your resiliency, right? Because that shield is going to take on, if you trust and believe that you have some purpose in life, or even if you don't, the attacks are going to come and you want to use that shield to protect you. You're going to protect yourself at all costs. And in protect yourself, you build this strength. And I want you to know that in this season right now, it might be a sad time for the holidays. It might be a time where your money is funny. You might got a lot of things going on right now in life. But I tell you right now, keep holding that shield up. Don't wake up and forget your shield any day. Sometimes we wake up, we forget our sword, we forget to read the word. A lot of y'all, my gun carriers, my license carriers, y'all don't leave your house without your weapon, but you forget to get up and pray. That's your weapon, you know. And so, but don't. I promise you, do not put that shield down. The attacks are going to come. The sadness, the depression, all of that stuff is going to try to attack you and keep you down. But in this season, you need to hold up your shield. So that's my inspirational moment for you all today. Hold up your shield. Hold up your shield today. Take advantage of every test, every trial, every situation that comes up to test you and to try to create a moment of weakness to make you doubt yourself. Pick that shield up. Somebody might say what that shield is. Shield can be prayer. Your shield can be a person that you confide in, that you can vent to, that's going to really listen to you and allow you to express yourself, but could also tell you the right things, or the thing that's going to help you in the long run, right? Your shield could be making the conscious decision not to go hang out at this certain place at this time, or not to interact with this situation. That can be your shield. So hold up that shield. If you haven't been engaging in that toxic relationship, and I hate doing this because this is something a lot of times people close to me think I be throwing off. No, I just speak on what I be dealing with. Like a lot of times it be attacks on my mind to see things that are there that aren't really there. Somebody could be saying something out of love and I could take it in offense, and I don't want to be that person. So I continue to hold up my shield. That way, the things that are meant to touch me will touch me. I believe God, even if you have a shield up, things that are meant to touch you, God will allow those things to touch you. And they're to touch you for a reason. That you're supposed to get cut in this moment for a reason, so you can learn how to hold that shield the right way next time you get attacked this way. So whether it's relationship, whether it's sadness, depression, whether it's finances, continue to fight. Hold up that shield. It's building that strength. Until God pulls it from you or calls it quits for you, which he won't. If it's for you, he's going to get it to you. You hold that shield up and watch God work for you. So that's my inspirational moment for you all. Hopefully that touches somebody. Hopefully that inspires somebody, and we're able to grow from that moment. We're able to grow from that moment here on the Coach Smook Network. I'm your boy, Coach Smook. We're here in the final minute countdown. I just want to say thank y'all for pulling up, man. It's been a vibe, man. It's been a vibe. And as always, whenever you see me in the street, thank you, everybody. Our sponsors, shout out Minister and Executive Security. But most of all, the AAA family, everybody that showed up, dropped a like and a subscribe or shared the stream. I thank you. We appreciate you here on the Coach Smook Network. And that's going to be it for our show today. Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, coach. I'll catch y'all on the next one. We'll be live tonight, man. I will be going live tonight. I'm trying to get the gaming system set up because we're kicking off the league at the beginning of the year. Got a lot of things. Don't forget to check out the merch. And continue to support. Remember, if you have not been getting notifications, you might have to unsubscribe and resubscribe today. Do not forget to resubscribe. Please don't, y'all. Please don't embarrass me and forget to resubscribe. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Roll Tide to all my Bama fans, AAA, SOS to all my AAA family, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.